Hello, hello, hello everyone, and welcome in. Welcome one, welcome all. Thank you guys for stopping by so early, as we are just getting started here for the Forts Amateur League playoffs. That's right, today we have the Forts Amateur League playoffs. We've gone through the season, the players have scored, made their scores, played their matches, and today we're going to crown the victors. I am joined here with 42 Scientists, one of the community members who is helping put things together here, as we'll be jumping right into the action here momentarily. Alright, it looks like we're all set to go on my side, 42. Go ahead and introduce yourself to those who are just signing in here.
Well, greetings everyone. So I'm 42 Scientist, you might know me from the community, and I'm currently, running basically the league with the help of Cronkinator, who's also in the lobby right now. And so we'll see now the playoffs of the Amateur League. This should be interesting.
Yes, I am super excited for this. Mind you, I realize that I did not cover most or any of the Amateur League on the channel so far, as there's just so much Forts going on. It's quite difficult to keep up with it all. But this is the finale of the Forts Amateur League. This is the playoffs. This is where things get extra spicy, and I'm very much so looking forward to it.
So let's see if the teams are ready to go.
I believe we are. Ish. Alright, chat. So remember, we do have a delay here, so there will not be much in the way of interaction during the matches. Anything you have to worry about, go ahead and post it in chat, and we'll get to it when we get around to it. And remember, you could use the bracket commands to get access to this very same bracket that you see here on screen right now. That way you guys can keep up, even if you're not seeing the bracket on screen at any specific point in time. As the first match, we'll be jumping into... Oh boy, this is...
Okay,
this is what...
let's start.
Let's do it. And
so we now have... I'll let you do the introduction if you want to, I guess.
Sure, I'll go ahead and do that one.
Sure.
Here on the left-hand side, we have the Knights. This team is made up of a Shadow Knight and Island Boy. Now, I believe they actually had a substitute that came in.
I think that's for another team, so this is the actual team.
Okay, thank you. They're here on the left side. They're playing as the Moonshine Commander. Is that Moonshine? No.
Yes.
It is. Jeez, it's been so long since I've seen that commander. Good lord. This is actually... Wait, isn't that Buster? No, that's Buster. That's Buster with the... Jesus,
I'm pretty sure that's Moonshine. It's the EMP commander. Buster has a shield thing.
The other way around.
I'm always confused between the two because of testing. They were.
Yeah, I know. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Oh no. So this one is Buster. This is the one with the uranium rounds. Moonshine is the one with the extra EMP.
Yes.
But anyways, they're playing in. Okay, so I have a friend who is Dutch. I only mention that because they have the Dutch flag on their insignia here. And from what I recall, The letter G in Dutch is not pronounced like it is in English. It's more of the very throaty sound, which is very unpleasant. So I'm going to try to pronounce this, and I'm sure Felix is going to... I'm sure I'm going to hear about it from chat and or Felix, or both. Hagelslagmaten. I think is how that's pronounced.
Yeah, probably.
Very throaty, and I'm not going to continue to pronounce it like... I'm probably going to try to continue to pronounce it like that for at least a few times. But here on the right-hand side, it is Team Hagelslagmaten. And please correct me if I am incorrect. It's going to be a great experience. But in the top base, we have Felix. You know him, you love him. One of the more common players here in the Forts community. He's always around. Love to see him. It's a great time. Makes for some great meme stuff with it as well. And the lower fort, we have Ackerfreak. And it looks like there is some... God, it is still strange to me seeing the upgrade center, because it just doesn't feel like it's part of the standard build, because it's been so many years of the upgrade center being just categorically avoided.
Well, it's very useful for support or high eco builds, but I think it's more towards support right now.
Yes, and I think more importantly, due to the choice for Hagelslag to go play as the Architect Commander. Because Architect's active ability has such a fast build speed, it allows Team 2 here to catch up in any potential lost time. So they can actively use a build order which purposefully causes them to lose time on their everything. And in doing so, seed the Alpha Strike, they seed the first shot. They aren't going to be prepared for a cannon o'clock, but they are able to catch up and keep up with their opponents. After they take the first hits, their commander ability will be charged. They just press that commander ability button, and suddenly they're on cannon o'clock timing-ish again, but also have access to the upgrade center, which is just a good thing. Like, that is a strategy we've seen a fair few times in the Forts Pro League as well.
Yes, even yesterday I saw a match where a team was going for Architect and really high eco, and looks like Acker is currently upgraded to 9, and so they were always really defensive and using the active to defend, but also get weapons quickly.
Exactly. It's like having your cake and eating it too. It's beautiful.
So now we are transitioning away from the early aggression with buzzsaws and sniping turbines, and looks like we're seeing a howitzer from Felix and the plasma beam from Acker. Well, we are seeing a couple cannons from Team 1 right now.
Yes, I'm a fan of this one. The just pure cannon strat, like, you can't go wrong with it, especially considering they're playing as the Buster Commander with it just causes extra damage. Like, you get a little extra burn, a little extra penetration. That's a higher repair bill. Like, there's no going wrong with it. It's just a good time. And
contrary to howitzers, which can be shot down, and lasers, which can be deflected with shields. Cannons are really consistent source of damage.
Exactly. And to be honest, I don't know if either team... I don't think I would favor either team here. The howitzer and with the fire beam plasma combo for the follow-up, it's devastatingly effective. Case and point. Shadow Knight falls to the howitzer. Howitzer plasma beam cuts clean through. One player is eliminated, and just like that, the Knights, well, they're down a player. And that puts them at a significant disadvantage.
Oh no!
Aww. Not like this. Knights of the Round Table cut clean off the surface of the terrain, leaving Hagelslagmaten victorious in this round.
Impressive.
Very. Yeah, that was clean. That's one of the strengths of the howitzer. It just hits so hard that yeah, it can be shot down. Yeah, there are ways of completely preventing it from doing anything at all, but it just hits so hard. Like there's no easy comeback to that. You just cannot take those kind of hits.
Mm. Especially with the fire beam preventing AA from connecting to the howitzer.
Yeah, that was very well done. You love to see it. I realize that this is called the Forts Amateur League, but if you've noticed players like Felix, for example, they've been around since forever. We're talking like actual tournament competitors here. Like this is not some pushover level league here. Players are incredibly competent, and they will end the game given any opportunity. And that's what we're here for. Is it so good? Alright, so next up, we'll be going into Pro Bruh Team versus Howie Accelerator, which I did see. I was talking with Aska about this, so there's like saying, can we please have the mod which makes the howitzer projectiles incorporeal to each other, so they could actually so they could actually do an accelerator, because that would be amazing.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
I just, at this point, I just want to see them actually do a howitzer accelerator, complete with the proper capacitor and everything. Fort on fort action?
Yes. Yes, it would be devastating.
Oh my lord. It just makes me so excited and giddy thinking about it. Top tier pronunciation of the team name. Felix. Alright, so on the scale of comedic to actually reasonably close, which side was that on? It's like, so this is just me going off of, because I used to have a Dutch friend, and I like learning about things, so I would try to pick up words every now and again, but the that is one thing I remember. There's a lot of those very throaty sounds, and so that's I haven't looked it up. I probably should have looked it up. I should look it up. I trust Felix to not troll me as a mistake, but if I recall correctly. Good lord. Okay, so we are just waiting for the next set of players to join the lobby, and then we will be good to go.
The German also like to have those fun sounds with the
Yes.
It's always so painful to pronounce.
I'm sure it takes a little bit of practice. It's not a sound that it's not one of those sounds that exists in the English pronunciation of things, but I could do it. I don't regularly, and it feels weird. Sorry, I get a little carried away. I just have so much fun trying to pronounce all these things, because there's so much different variety of words and team names, so much diversity around these days.
And it's what is hard also is that you have different types of r sound. So you have the classic r, the r,
yeah,
and it's all messed up in those languages. Like you have several of those at once.
Oh lord, and it's almost like it could be a different accent at times. Although I think that's not quite accurate. There are many different ways of saying it, and I personally don't know which way is correct, just because, well, I'm not Dutch, and I don't...
Yes, of course.
I'm unfamiliar with the language and the words, and so I don't know the way it's supposed to be said, let alone any potential accents which could then modify it further. It was pronounced better than you expected. With the G sounds a bit off, but that's hard for anyone that ain't Dutch. It's fair enough. I'm happy. I was in the ballpark. I'm learning. The trying to think, is this, I think I added a little bit too much. I think I added a little bit too much throat to it. It's just more of a I can't analyze it that deeply. I don't know.
Something like Afaloslach Matten, maybe. Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know.
I can't do that. I'm gonna ruin my voice.
Okay, we're only missing one player right now.
Probra team. This is the Russian team, I believe.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm so excited. They always. I like this team. How Rassi usually comes in with some different strategy that doesn't usually work particularly well, but it comes close, and it makes me happy because it's just a little bit different from what we normally see. And it's so very close to winning every time. It feels like they actually, with just a little bit more practice, they could stand up to what we would normally consider the more common builds.
I think they haven't lost a single match in the whole league so far.
That does not surprise me. That does not surprise me at all.
So basically the way the league works for the Amateur League is that we have two different groups, and so teams don't compete between groups. And this is why both Hagelslag Matten and Pro team hasn't lost any matches yet, because they didn't have to compete between each other. And so that's why we are having those finals today.
Ooh. Well, that's interesting.
To see who comes top on top.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting to me. That actually makes things a little bit more exciting as well. Because these are like the top of two different towers. A question from chat.
Okay.
Would I say Forts is a good beginner RTS? I would say yes. Yes, it is. Obviously,
in
Forts.
the great scope of things, yes, definitely.
Yes. There's I will. Forts is obviously not a traditional RTS. However, all of the same mindset, all the same management economies and build orders, all is directly applicable. Like I could do all the concepts I would use for StarCraft for doing a typical multiplayer. I can just transfer them over to Forts terms. It works, and that's StarCraft is your pinnacle RTS.
Let's start now.
And we're good to go.
And the map isn't right, I think. Let me check. Oh, I should have checked beforehand.
One moment, team.
Let's do this.
But yes. But yes, Forts is a good beginner RTS just because it is much more simple than many of the other things. You don't have to be paying attention to 4 different screens at once. It's got all the fundamentals, most of the fundamentals, with a less verbosity in the things you have to do. And it also works very well because it could be a very casual game, as most people who play Forts play it because they think it's something akin to Polybridge, and you could play it in a game in a manner similar to Polybridge. But once you play multiplayer and get into the real RTS elements of it, it's not exactly Polybridge. It just looks like it and crumbles like it in all the best ways.
Okay, we can start now. For real.
All right. And we're off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next round. As here we have on the left-hand side, it is Team Howie Accelerator, who won't be building a howitzer, who might be building a howitzer accelerator. It's LPGK and Sweep. LPGK and the top base, Sweep in the lower base. They are playing as the Warthog Commanders. We could expect something fairly standard out of them in terms of build order. On the other side, it is Pro Bruh Team. Vertix and Halrassi. Halrassi in the lower fort, Vertix in the upper fort. Apparently undefeated in the Forts Amateur League so far. They're looking to come out of this with a clean record, a clean sweep across the board. They're playing as the Spook Commander, so again, another commander that plays particularly standard. I did mention previously that Pro Bruh Team is... I'm familiar with them for their somewhat less than standard build orders. However, so far they seem to be going for one of the more common build orders, I say, as if they didn't just disconnect their minds. Why are you like this? It's fine. It's okay. They're okay. They recovered. They're just restructuring their base in a way that would make Pinch Fist envious. Oh no.
And so it's worth mentioning that Sweep is a substitute for Howie Accelerator.
Ah, that's the one I was thinking of before. Okay. So the player for Sweep is not the same player that has been playing on Team Howie Accelerator for the majority of the Forts Amateur League. There was a last minute substitute, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is.
So looks like Team 1 has... Ooh, Mr. Turbine right then. But also is a bit earlier on the tech, which is to be expected since Spook is more in the reaction, basically.
Yes. I am interested to see exactly how this plays out. We do see Team Howie Accelerator, specifically LPGK, going with the EMP harass for the start. We've seen this many a time where you just basically slap an EMP down and send a few rockets out just because you can and for no other reason.
I'm a bit surprised that there is no anti-air from Team 2 since they're Spook. They should have been seeing this EMP.
I don't...
Well, maybe they didn't, to be honest. It's
yeah,
easy to miss.
It is easy to miss. You can... Team Howie Accelerator can cover it, obscure it by building like a turbine immediately afterward. And also with the 30-second delay, it's... Wow, that made it inside and actually collided on the internal structure, which is not something you see all the time. But that's a pretty hefty hit. For those who are unfamiliar with the EMP, it doesn't deal any real damage. However, it does shut down everything in a wide area around the point of impact. This means that, sure, it won't be dealing a whole lot of actual damage, but what the EMP does do is it locks down and delays progress. So this basically means that any and all technology in progress, any mines or economic production is halted. It makes it such that you can delay your opponent by, if you can keep them on lockdown, it's about 10 seconds each hit. And if you get hit 3 or 4 times, that'll delay your entire builds potentially by 30 seconds, which is fairly significant when you're in a 2v2 scenario. Oh jeez, is the ping that bad?
Well, only for Halrassi.
Only for Halrassi, yeah.
Doing fine so far.
It's okay. It feels bad, man, because... Oh, it spiked to 1700. Oh, I feel so bad for him. And, like, we even picked a European host just to try to... Just to mitigate this as much as possible. It's unfortunate. Like, in my experience... Yeah, we don't have a better host at this time.
Closer, so yes.
Exactly. It's just the closest to all the players involved, and a majority of the players are pretty okay. We've got a hefty chunk of them in the hundreds. But I find that any ping below 300 is fine. After about 300 is where things start to become jank. So having a spike to 1700, for example, is a problem. That's when things start getting desyncy. Four mines disabled for 10 seconds each. That cost 160 metal there. Yeah, no, it's significant. It's absolutely significant. You do not want to get hit by those EMPs. But it looks like both EMPs have been sold off, as we are no longer in the phase of the game where EMPs are meaningful. The question now is, does this opening volley take out Howie accelerator weapons? It does not. Sweep, managing to keep their weapons alive, will be able to finish construction, or at least continue construction. Sweep's plasma laser down there is not particularly quick, so it does mean that it's going to have to take another hit, or potentially take another hit. They are aiming for it once again. Is that it?
Yes.
There it is. One destroyed. So here's the thing about weapons in production. The weapons that are still in progress, that are under construction, they can't be repaired. So oh no. Oh no. Hitting their own doors.
When you build two tiny doors.
Welp, the first Howie from Howie Accelerator has been fired and successfully hit themselves, which is unfortunate, but you know, it happens to the best of us, and here we are. Oh jeez, as Halrasi looking to aim again once more to remove their opponent. A beautiful shot.
And the plasma, because why not? To destroy any remaining mines.
Yes. Yeah. Deny the mines of the opponent because you can. Yeah, that was very well done. Pro Bruh team having a dominant performance here. Even the shotgun, already prepared and pre-aimed, clears the sky. Howie Accelerator completely shut down in this match so far.
And even if the howitzer did go through, Harasi has his background howitzer defense, so he wouldn't have suffered much damage.
Some background bracing to catch the howitzer shell, just to make sure that it detonates on the exterior of the base in the ablative armor, rather than going deep and causing critical damage. Note that LPGK here has the same kind of setup. A little howitzer shield. But again,
however,
only one
really
player.
His starts blinking right now.
Yeah, it's a little rough looking. I think all the extra weight trying to connect to his teammates once base has negatively affected the structure of his fortification here. LPGK does have the stability tech, and that will keep his base intact. So yes, there are blinking struts, but those aren't critical. They are no longer the primary load-bearing struts, so they are fine to break or take heavy hits. Again, you can't keep doing this. Another self-detonation of the howitzer. That's unfortunate.
And now Pro team really has the map control right now, so they should be good to go.
Oh yes. LP, he's trying to keep up map control. He's got gunners behind doors, but you can see who's dominant here because Pro Bruh team's gunners are just all out there and exposed, and they're not being punished for it. As Halrasi looks to aim and cut deep, does cut deep, but not enough to break anything. As LP's trying to snipe, I'm curious what was LP's strategy here. LP should be firing their primary weapons, yeah? Like they're off cooldown, they have the energy for it.
Hmm.
Why you no shoot?
Maybe he's looking for targets for the cannon.
Well,
And
they're
probably struggling with APM as well,
probably.
which
Well,
is fair.
that's what I was thinking because LP was sitting on the sniper for an extended period of time, which that's something I find myself doing, but it's a trap every time, trying to use the sniper rather than the cannon. You have a perfectly good cannon, you just tap it once, then go back to the sniper. No!
Wow.
That EMP snakes through so many shots.
Well, he's taking every hit and survives for now, but he won't be able to sustain that for long.
Exactly. LPGK's base here. It's strong,
Oh,
it's
no!
beefy,
The
it's
collapse.
collapsing.
Hmm.
Oh no. There it is. Every time.
This always gets me.
Yes.
So
And
here we go.
with that, Pro Blood team moves on in the upper bracket, remaining undefended so far. Or undefeated so far. Alright, so we will be moving on to the lower bracket, I believe.
Yes, it should be in that order. And so we will be looking at Howie Accelerator versus Knight of Round Table.
So,
They should be
looking
doing
at
their
Challenger
veto.
mode, it shows the next match is Pro Blood team versus Hagelslachmaten.
Well, I think it's not really in any particular order, to be honest.
Yes, I do agree.
So yeah, we will do the bottom one first.
Sounds good to me.
It looks like we have some... Well, actually... Well, it will depend on which match does their veto first, maybe. We'll see.
Personally, I'm partial toward doing the lower bracket first, just so we can get the final results just back to back. Threaded the needle? Yeah, that EMP made it across 4 gunners. That was... There's always a chance. It's a small chance, but there's always a chance. Oh my. Okay, so at the moment, for those who are watching, we're handling the vetoes and the match management, the cat herding behind the scenes.
Well, looks like we will be doing the upper bracket first.
Upper bracket
also
first.
looks like Challenger mode is actually saying that it's the first match in the match order, so okay, why not?
All right. So we will be doing the finals match next. The undefeated teams facing off to see who comes out on top.
Which will be Proper Team versus Armoured.
Now, something that we haven't explained yet is the reward prize. The reward for winning the Forts Amateur League. Go ahead and explain to chat what the benefits of the victors
Yes.
here.
So basically, the way it will go is that the winner will have the chance to go to the Pro League, and to do that, basically we'll take the two best teams. So currently it would be Proper Team and Hydrate. And so based on which one wins the finals, they will be able to choose which of the bottom two Pro League teams they will fight to be able to get to the Pro League. So they are not guaranteed to go to the Pro League right now if they win. They will just have the chance to fight one of the Pro League teams, one of the bottom Pro League teams. And if they win this match, they go to the Pro League.
Exactly. And that I think is an exciting way to do it, because it basically means that the Forts Amateur League players can literally claw and fight their way into the Forts Pro League just by smashing the competition hard enough.
Yeah, the stakes are really high.
Exactly. And that makes for even better matches. And also, I'm sure it's going to lead to some substantial. I'm not going to use the word bullying because that's not the correct word. The bottom of the Forts Pro League player teams who have to defend their title going to get a little bit laughed at, I think.
Well, definitely if they lose, they might get a bit laughed at, yeah.
Yes. The smack talk is because it is all in good faith. It's all in good fun. The players do often smack talk each other, and it's fun to watch. And there's lots of smack talk opportunities there.
But again, the amateur league teams aren't really random teams either. There are some tournament winners among them and everything.
Yes. Well, at this point, a significant majority of the players here that we're seeing, both in the Amateur League and in the Pro League, are tournament winners or regular competitors.
Yeah.
Like everyone here, I think pretty much everyone here has participated in the official tournaments at least once.
Possibly. I couldn't remember that because there were so many.
That's true.
Okay, there has been a slight change that I didn't see first. But yes, I think Nose had decided that the winning teams of this, the winning team of this tournament actually will automatically proceed to the Pro League. But the second team will have to fight their way through.
Okay, so minor change from the last time I looked. Last time I've checked.
And I think the reasoning is because they want to have like forced change happening in the Pro League.
Mm-hmm.
So that there is not any it won't be stale, basically. We'll have some change going on. And that's for the good, for the better.
I mean, I agree with that actually. I do. The it sounds like a good thing to me. Just that we have constantly revolving players,
Hmm.
more opportunities. Felix.
Feeling they get a bit impatient. I like that.
Oh no.
Why does no one want to play on Abyss?
I can't possibly imagine why. You could say it's a rather abysmal map.
I haven't checked a lot on the Amateur League, but I have stats for the Pro League, and I think Abyss was only played once so far, on like 30 matches.
Oh jeez. Yeah, you know, Abyss, it is unique, it is fun. It's just it's stressful. It's
Early
very
aggression is
stressful.
really powerful there.
It's very powerful, and you have to constantly be looking at and watching almost 3 different screens worth of locations. And it's a lot to deal with. All your normal build orders don't apply, or there's nothing vanilla-like about it in terms of the map. It's very different, very aggressive, and very stressful. It's
Well,
fine.
it's like people really like up and down though.
Yes.
Because once again we will be playing on up and down.
Up and Down is one of my favorite maps. It's very simple. It's vanilla-like. He's got a bit of variety. It's the perfect range where you can still use those closer range weapons like rockets, but not so close that you have to use them.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of variety with the standard vanilla fort as well as the hanging
Stalactites.
fort. Yes,
Yeah.
the stalactites fort.
Yeah, I wonder why no one plays on balls either.
Hey, at least Balls is fun. Balls has got some strange and wild strategies on it, but it is fun.
You gotta be careful with the angles from top to bottom base.
Oh, good lord, yes. There's a lot you can do. There's a whole lot you could do on with the Balls map.
Namely the force swings that people like. The Ethan swing.
I still have a hard time believing that man actually managed to pull off that core swing in a match. Like in an actual tournament match.
Because the thing is, it's really not consistent enough to be pulled off normally.
Exactly. It requires timing, and it's affected by lag, and it's not a consistent swing, to say the least.
Like, I think he said himself that he misses like 3 times every 10 attempts.
Ooh.
30% slot rate is not what you want.
Just immediately lose the game. 30% chance.
So it looks like teams are choosing their commanders right now.
Excellent. Question from chat, unrelated to forts. Did you hear about Mechabellum? Yes, I've followed Mechabellum for some time. I haven't put it on the channel, but I am aware of it. It's a neat little work in progress game. Very direct strike like. Extra nukes on balls, yes. There's all the extra island expansions are great. Great for many things.
Don't tell me that Felix actually did ball swings. Oh no, that's insane.
Because Felix, if you've done what you're hinting at. Oh no. God. Oh no. Okay.
Wait, what? Okay, so they did miss it one time.
Okay. Well, now I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Yeah,
That's
definitely send those replays.
That's crazy.
So wait, he's telling us that even when one teammate messed up the core swing and died, he managed
Spoilers?
to pull the 1v2. No way. That's insane. I'm sorry, yeah. But why? What? I'm surprised.
That would be impressive. That would be impressive for sure. Has Incursus covered Beyond All Reason? I've not covered it on the channel, no. I was waiting for the Steam release, as it does... It is mechanically sound. It's got... It definitely needs a few touch-ups on things. One of the things that it doesn't do very well is the out-of-game experience. It basically requires you to be, like, command line everything to get multiplayer and maps working. It doesn't have great UX at the moment, so I hesitate to jump into it. But it is a reasonably functional, like an actually pretty good RTS game, and it's one of those RTS games that I have an incredibly high hope for. So it's on my list of games that I check up on every couple of months just to see how it is. Its progress. Keep up with its progress. I believe I will be doing a big push forward on its Steam release, which is like next on its development roadmap. Next-ish. Eaton not going to terrorize us anymore. Not in the Forts Amateur League. No, Eaton is in the Forts Pro League. Alright, so it looks like the players are readying up, so we'll be jumping into the match momentarily. Get ready, get excited as we jump into Forts Martin versus Pro Broad Team. This is what I'm looking forward to, as these are incredibly competent players doing gaming.
Okay, so we may go.
And we're off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final match. The finals. the decider between first place and second place in the Forts Amateur League. As here we have in the left-hand side, it is Pro Bruh Team. Halrasi in the top fort, Vertex in the lower fort. They're looking forward to taking this clean sweep, undefeated in the Amateur League if they win this match against their opponents, Team Hagelslagmatten. Hagelslagmatten. Felix in the top fort, Ackerfreak at the lower fort. Well, these are some incredibly experienced players, and that's just gonna be... I have no idea which team would be favored here.
I have no idea either, to be honest.
Like, this isn't... most of the time, especially when we're dealing with something like the Amateur League, I have generally an idea of who's going to win. Forts is a game that has a particularly consistent skill curve, so you can fairly reliably determine or guess who is going to win just based on the player's skill. Like, the more skilled player will win a vast majority of the time. And I have no idea who's going to win here, because both of these teams and all four players are just incredibly good at the game.
It will probably go down to strats and command choices.
Yes.
So,
speaking of choices,
yes.
Pro Bruh Team is the Architect Commander. We do see both players getting the Upgrade Center. Considering the Upgrade Center costs 600 metal, anytime they spend the extra money on the Upgrade Center, it just means that they're going to be fairly substantially behind their opponents in terms of getting out weapons. So they will be not firing first, because they won't have weapons out and under construction and building before their opponents. Of course, because they're the Architect Commander, they do have the ability to rapidly construct their weapons after they've been pummeled a little bit. Whereas their opponents, Team Hagelslagmatten, they're playing as the Eagle Eye Commander. Eagle Eye Commander, I'm going to say, got a fairly significant rework in the last balance patch. Changed the style in which it plays away from miniguns and toward heavy weapons, where now Eagle Eye's heavy weapons can double shot or rapidly reload. I think double shot is a more descriptive term for it.
Yeah.
Basically, their weapons, their heavy weapons like cannons, howitzers, and the heavy laser, can reload twice and then fire twice. So if you wait for 2 reload periods, you will double load your cannon, and then you can just double fire your cannon, which is incredibly powerful. It's incredibly powerful for, I think, obviously it's powerful for every heavy weapon, but I think it's most powerful on the howitzer and on the laser beam. The howitzer, because it's just 2 howitzers, one launcher, and the howitzers are just disgustingly powerful. And the reason for the laser beam incredibly powerful is because the laser beam can be fired from the same... It's 2 laser beams from the same spot, which means you don't have to focus the beam. You just dig deep and then dig deeper again immediately, which most players are not prepared for. And laser beams, they dig very deep. So that is something that Team Matzen will be able to, Team Aggressively Dutch will be able to take advantage of here.
It's like Acker just tried buzz, so anti-air.
He tried. The Team Hagelslag getting a little bit bullied by this EMP, although it is about past time when the EMP's value is worth anything. I'm surprised that the EMP still exists. The red team here on the right has multiple snipers on the field. Generally, the EMP is sold off once the snipers come out because it's too easy to snipe. I find it strange that they didn't really try to snipe the EMP. But, I mean, that's their decision.
And now they're preparing for Howitzer o'clock with their anti-air now.
Yes.
And speaking Russian. Yes.
Why are you like this?
That's so cool.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I really do. The coming in there with the triple sniper, a unique feature of the Eagle Eye Commander from its original launch is that you can actually group fire snipers, which is good fun. It's one of the stronger anti-air weapons available. Just a wall of snipers, or one of the stronger map control tools available, just for destroying anti-air.
Looks like the Pro team is really behind on weapons, but that's because they have almost all upgraded mines, which is impressive by itself.
Yeah, I don't blame them. Like, at this point, if you've got... Okay, so this is where things start to go wrong for them. This is a trend I've seen many a time. Going hard defenses into, well, going max eco with 6-7 mines, upgrading all of them, and then just becoming the ultimate thickness of a fort does require that you don't expend much on weapons, just because you can't do both things, or you can't do all three things. It's too expensive. And this does mean that you can't get weapons first, so you have to take a few hits, and your opponents will get to fire a few shots on you. Now, we saw what happened there. Pro Brett team lost 2 cannons because of that. And that's going to set them back much further than they wanted. Much further than they planned for. And yeah, sure, Pro Brett team, they've got like twice the eco of Team Hagelslag. But at what point is eco not enough when you're losing the game?
Yeah, so now they will be standing on their back foot, waiting for an active to pop up, and then finally get some weapons down.
Yes, whereas Team Hagelslag is about to get incredibly aggressive here. There goes one howitzer shell. Double shotguns, ready to go. Keeps the howitzer away. Oh, it cuts so deep. Second shotgun keeps the double howitzer shells away. But wait for it.
Those grouped snipers are really good because you don't really have to aim that much as well.
Yes. Honestly, I think this is the first time I've seen this is the most effective I've seen group snipers, I think, ever. Yep. I'm happy to see it because it's nice to see them get some love. That's for sure. This is...
I think they'll soon have to go away because there is a cannon behind them.
Yes, for sure. One thing I do want to say, this is the moment when Pro Brett team is going to try to take the upper hand. Now, obviously, Pro Brett team has the economic advantage. So eventually, if this game goes on indefinitely, it will trend toward Pro Brett team. The thing is, they just have to live long enough to get there, and they're trying for it. Ooh. This is their moment. And there it is. Pro Brett team with 2 howitzers. Sitting back, building up for a very long time behind absolute dummy thick amounts of wood spam, manages to get their weapons on target and breaks Hagelslag Maten. Felix himself falls.
Oh,
and there it is.
Yeah, good shots.
Very well done. Pro Brett team takes round 1.
Well, now we'll go to the bottom part, because yes, those are still BO1 matches. And the reason for that is, wait, I'm just gonna check on that. Is this one a BO1 or BO3? I think, let's report first. Yeah, this is a BO1, because it's the upper final, and the grand final would be the winner of the upper bracket versus the winner of the loser bracket.
Alright.
So Hagelslag still has a chance if they win the lower final. But first, we'll have the lower semi-final. It's Howie Accelerator versus Knight of Round 10.
Excellent.
And so this is once again up and down, how original.
Everyone's favorite map.
Let's switch teams. And let's wait for everyone to join.
That was satisfying. It's quite rare that I get to see the architect, like the heavy eco play, actually work out. Usually the aggressive player, the aggressive team gets far enough ahead that they could keep ahead. It's nice to see the eco strategy actually work out for them. Like most of the time, whenever we see something that's high eco plays, it's early aggression transition into eco with just a little bit of pressure on top to keep their opponents away, and then utilize the massive eco advantage to become thick. But to see eco early and then actually live long enough for it to pay off, it's nice to see.
Yeah.
It's very nice to see. Very well done, Pro Bra team. As the next match will be Howie Accelerator versus Knights of the Round Table. Double howitzer, disgustingly powerful. Yes, it is. That's why Eagle Eye is so popular now. Just the ability to double shot the howitzer allows you to have effectively 2 howitzers, but only have to pay the cost for 1.
But imagine actually having 2 howitzers with Eagle Eye. That's 4 howitzers.
Oh my god, that would be disgusting.
That's enough howitzers to even bypass AA.
He just brute force it. AA doesn't have enough DPS to bring down the howitzers.
What are they doing?
They're doing the insanity. Cat herding. best kind. Okay. It looks like they have their bans already done.
Yeah, everything is sorted out. They just need to come in now.
Yes, just waiting for the players to join the lobby, and then we'll be good to go. One thing I should mention. I forgot to mention this earlier, actually. Salzwerk is currently live on Twitch if you guys are looking forward to these exact matches, but cast in the native German tongue. Make sure to check out Salzwerk. You guys could get your Germanic twist on things.
And maybe he's able to pronounce properly the Hagelstar Matten team name.
Maybe, actually. I would be... Now I want to know. Salzwerk! Gotta get a comparison to see how Salzwerk can pronounce his Hagelstar.
I hope they don't run too late, or they will have to forfeit.
Yeah, that would be really rather unfortunate. As I'm not seeing players supposed to be here. They were here. Oh no.
Well, they were informed 8 minutes ago, and the rules say after 15 minutes they forfeit, so we'll have to wait just a bit longer.
And it works for me. What's up with the Forts having so many German players? So relatively recently, a very large content creator within the German ecosphere actually decided to check out Forts and got a little bit addicted to it. And they brought a significant viewer base in. And so Forts always was popular in the German community, at least by indie game standards. But once someone more mainstream hopped in and saw Forts, they brought with them a heap ton of new players, and so they just joined in with the existing player base. Like Salzwerk has been around for quite some time, and then suddenly 2,000 viewers showed up, and now there's a substantial, like it's gone quite. I don't know if viral is the right word. It's not quite viral, but very popular.
That's always nice to see.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Looks like they won't have to forfeit.
Hey! Half of their team is here now. And there it is. Alright, sweet. So the players are here.
Great.
We did it.
Now they will choose their commander, and we'll be able to start. Sweet. Let's go.
And we're off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first match in the lower bracket, where here we have, on the left-hand side, it is Howie Accelerator, LPGK in the lower base, Sweep in the upper base. They're looking to claw their way back into this tournament, as they're facing off against Team Knights of the Round Table, Island Boy in the lower fort, Shadow Knights in the upper fort. Knights of the Round Table is playing as the Pinch Fist commander. Pinch Fist, one of the more popular, I think probably the most popular.
Yeah, I would say so.
I think that's the most popular commander so far in both the Forts Amateur League and the Forts Pro League.
Looks like you DC'd.
It does look like I DC'd. Okay.
I'll let you rejoin, but I won't pause the match. Looks like everyone is doing fine besides you.
Yes, something I don't know what happened there. My game has fully crashed. Okay.
Well, okay. I guess you will have to just stick to my voice to have the commentary for now.
Works for me. Wow,
yeah.
it's hard
So
locked.
far, not much happening, to be honest. So you're not missing out on much right now. Just some classical sniper harassment.
Yeah, usually the first minute or two is not exceptionally exciting.
Yeah.
Give me a moment, guys.
Just seeing some classical build orders from both teams. Looks like Howie Accelerator on left side is going for munitions plant at factory. So classical, most likely Howie and plasma firebeam combo. And on the right, 2 munitions plants, so a lot of cannons ahead.
Huh. Yeah, game has crashed again. I pressed the join button.
That's good.
Yeah, like it hard locks, like I can't even, like I have to force end task it. Okay, give me a minute.
Well, chat, looks like you'll have to go to the Salzburg stream for now.
Yes. Make sure to check out Salzburg on Twitch. You guys can see the match currently live. Alright then.
I'm gonna ask Kronk if he can do something for us.
Give me a minute here. I just did a quick repair. So now we have. All right. So I'm going to try to come back, and I did a quick repair. Hopefully it just works. I've not seen this kind of issue before.
If it doesn't work, I'll just ask Kronk to stream the match for you, I guess, on the PC. Well, if that works. So you're connected. Can you join?
And
yes.
Hey, there we go. All right.
Perfect.
Much
Live
better.
issues, I guess. Technical difficulties.
That's a new one. I've not actually seen that issue before.
Mm.
Alright. Well,
We
finding
haven't
new
missed
things.
anything, to be honest, so
Really, that's a surprise, as it's Canada clock right now, and it
yeah.
looks like Howie Accelerators making their opening volley. Oh,
And
with
door
the
snipe.
door snipe. So everyone was just playing truce match, no aggression for 5 minutes.
They were waiting for you.
And,
Oh no!
well, ropes didn't save him this time. As Knights of the Round Table loses a player, Howie Accelerator doing howitzer things. Island Boy gonna try to retort with their own cannon fire. But it's not quite enough. As Howie Accelerator just takes the hit and doesn't care.
And looks like he'll be defending with shields against lasers, which is convenient.
That is generally how you want to do it. As laser follow-up, beautiful. Using their
Ooh,
commander
nice.
active ability to boost the extra laser and howitzer damage. Leaving Knights of the Round Table Island Boy struggling for economy. Taking out a couple of their turbines in the process. Island Boy will be opening up their cannons to double shot here. This could potentially... Nope, swing and a miss. Island Boy doesn't manage to land the cannon in a place that matters, taking out not but a heap of sand. It's going to give Howie Accelerator the opportunity to land another volley. Laser follow-up. There it is.
And they are currently trying to get some more weapons to be sure to destroy him.
Oh, absolutely. Here we do see Howie Accelerator, a sweep in the top base specifically, is building a second cannon, or building a cannon to add into their howitzer. A door snipe. Beautiful. Howie Accelerator loses another fire beam. That's, Island Boy's been doing pretty good with these door snipes. Actually managing to punch through things. Will that do it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Laser beam strong. Howie Accelerator, well done.
This was the lower final.
The lower semifinal.
Yes, excuse me.
We'll be doing the lower final next, and then the grand finals where we will determine victory. Interesting that a lot of these matches have been so one-sided.
Yeah. There haven't been a lot of swings going back and forth.
Huh. I mean, heavy weapons, they hit hard, they're strong.
Yeah.
Usually
That's all the point, yeah.
usually we do see a fair bit of back and forth. And frankly, the howitzers, the players have been, with the exception of the Pro Bra team, the howitzers have been pretty just dominant. They've managed to make it across the open air, dealt critical amounts of damage, and ended the game just outright. It's amazing the difference when watching, having played, and not having played. Yes, this is an RTS game. A lot of people don't... What was it? Romero came up with this quote. I still love it, because it's a good quote. A lot of people play Forts expecting Polybridge, but they get they find out that it's not just polybridge, but speedrunning polybridge while uh, while under fire. And that's not the quote. That's me paraphrasing it poorly because I don't remember the quote. I need to write that quote down because it's a good quote. Not the paraphrase that I came up
are
with.
usually quite nice because
Yes.
he takes so much time writing anything.
Exactly.
He really chooses his words wisely.
Okay. Howie Accelerator versus Hagelslagmaten. StarCraft Polybridge. Yes. It's the thing is, Forts, it gives off these very almost artistic, fun kind of vibe, which it does have significant elements of that. Where you could just, I remember, especially early on, I would spend, I think, literally hours just building giant forts and just playing around the physics because you can. It's like it's a full physics sim where you could build structures and do cool things with. And a lot of people go into forts saying, "Oh yeah, let's just play this cool looking construction game." But there's
They
so
notice that
much
they
more
can
to
blow
it.
it up.
Yeah. There's so much more to it. The amount of times I remember playing multiplayer, especially in the early days, where people would get actually upset at you for shooting at them because you broke some thing that they spent like 4 minutes constructing. And they're like, I spent 4 or 5 minutes working on this cool looking base and you just shot it. Like, what's wrong with you? It's like, this is a multiplayer game. The entire purpose is to blow each other up. Hey, Romero coming in with the actual quote. People see forts and expect Angry Birds, wind up trying to speedrun Polybridge while taking fire. Yes, that's the quote. That's the good one right there. Thank you, Romero. There's a...
We'll be playing caverns now. Yes, good.
Yay, caverns.
And let's put the moonshot variant just for the cool music.
Yes. Yeah, so there's a lot that goes into actually building your forts, actually getting things to go cleanly and smoothly. And so it is a proper RTS game, and just failing to keep on top of your or keep on top of your construction, on top of your build, will leave you behind. It's all the little things that matter.
Okay, great. They are done with their V2.
Alright, the players are in, the match is made. Time's up, let's do this. And we're off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the lower bracket finals, the match before the grand finals. Here we have on the left-hand side, it is Team Howie Accelerator, trying to claw their way back to the victory in this Forts Amateur League. Sweep is in the lower fort, LPGK is in the upper fort. They're facing off against their opponent's team, Hagelslagmatten. Felix in the upper fort, Acrofreak in the lower fort, playing in the red. They're playing as the Architect Commander. Architect Commander, we saw Team Pro Bra manage to pull off the... It's quite uncommon but incredibly high eco strategy of literally getting all of their mine upgrades and then building the thickest of wooden forts with the highest amounts of defense, just to one-shot their opponents with an incredible DPS burst with double howitzers. We'll see if Hagelslagmatten are trying to do the same thing here, or if they have a slightly
are going
different...
for high eco already.
Oh yeah. They've opened up the front of their fort, leaving all of their mines exposed. But in exchange, they get an additional mine for it. Will it be worth? We will see. It looks like Team Howie Accelerator is doing the same thing, except that they aren't building all the mines, so they didn't need to do that. There's no benefit to doing that.
Yeah. They could have just put the mine back.
Yeah, this mine, which, well, opened up their entire eco to destruction, could have just been put back there, and they wouldn't have to worry about their eco getting destroyed at all. So this is happening. But either way, both teams are going for the heavy weapons tech. A bit of variety.
It's true that we don't really see much the early aggression being like with rockets and everything going through. But it does sometimes happen in the Pro League.
Yes, it is so hard. Like, there's a fair, like, obviously there is some substantial amounts of harassment going on. There's a bit of aggression, but no one's actually trying to remove the other players from the game at this point. Ooh, that was close. That EMP
close, yeah.
Almost got taken out on its first launch. This is... If I were these players, I would be selling off the EMP right now. Like, I just wouldn't play with that. Oh, that's twice. That's twice sweep. Like, that's not even... Like, a Hagelslag...
Oh,
yeah,
the
there it
glitch
is.
real.
Okay, there it is. Yeah. That's why I just don't even bother with the EMP. Like, you can't defend it. There is no... If you fire your EMP and it lives, that's not something you did to make it live. That's on your opponents just not keeping up with things. Like, that's just what's going on there. So Team Hagelslag loses their EMP to the sniper, which is no big surprise. Similarly, Howie Accelerator is still active with their EMP, but only because Team Hagelslag actually lost their sniper in the sniper duel. So they weren't able to snipe it back. So Howie Accelerator is actually showing a pretty dominant performance here in the early bit stage of the game. Dominant enough, in fact, that they've managed to fully charge the Architect ability for Team Hagelslag. So it's not even cannon o'clock yet, quite. It's coming up on cannon o'clock now. And at this point in time, Team Hagelslag has actually managed to get a full use out of their commander active. They will actually be able to do the opening volley. That is not something you see every day. Architect getting the opening volley and cannon for the heavy weapons, complete with howitzer. I am kind of surprised they didn't just destroy sweep there. Like no one truly expects the howitzer at the 4.5 minute mark.
Mm.
That's devastating.
Now they're going all the way to defend as best as they can.
Yes, I mean you have to. Like there's howitzers on the field already.
Yeah.
My concern is that Acre Freak in the lower fort is vulnerable to howitzers. Oh, a beautiful hit. Howie Accelerator loses one of their cannons. LPGK takes a direct hit from Felix's howitzer, and with it, they lose one of their heavies.
Oh, a miss.
A swing and a miss. LPGK fires, but doesn't quite hit anything. It's close. Ooh.
Very good shot.
Well aimed,
Suppressing
burning deep.
Sweep.
Yes. So this is going to put Team Hachelslach in the lead, I would say, with Howie Accelerator down to a single heavy weapon. Mind you, Howie Accelerator is playing as the Eagle Eye Commander. They do have a howitzer, and it is fully loaded, so it can double shot at any point in time. It is just a matter of when they actually pull the trigger on that. They need to make sure to land the double Howie hit, because if they don't, they have nothing else going for them. So right now they're sitting on their snipers, they're probing everything for AA. They want to make sure that the skies will be clear so they can get that howitzer in, and it looks like they're prepared for it. There is no response from Hachelslach AA. This howitzer is going to go clean across and cut very deep. Felix taking it to the face like a champ.
I'm a bit surprised that Acker didn't try to shoot down the howitzer with his shotgun.
Yeah, that's a good question. Either way, Felix does take it without any serious concern. The joy of having not been fired upon for the duration of the match so far. You have a lot of extra resources to just pump into your blade of armor. Felix will be reacting to this by building an MG wall.
Nice shield, yeah.
This is a shield placement I've seen a fair few times on this map, specifically. Just because the lower players almost exclusively go for lasers, it helps immensely to have that shield around your core in that specific location. Because the energy lasers will come from below and slap the bottom of your core, which has already happened and has been deflected by that energy shield. As Team Hachelslach activates their commander ability, granting them bonus build speed. Looks like they're using it just to build a couple extra wind turbines to get the energy production to rapidly fire their weaponry. The anti-air is online. Looks like Team Howie Accelerator will not be double firing their howitzer this time. Oh.
No, okay. Nothing serious.
That's unfortunate. Howie Accelerator's lower player again loses their weapons. This is... Oh no. The laser through the defenses takes out a chunk of the turbines. This is the part where Team Howie Accelerator gets slowly grinded into the ground, turned to dust one explosion at a time. At this point, Howie Accelerator is just behind in map, in, well, everything, and Team Hachelslach is not going particularly hard in the damage output. They're just slowly grinding down Howie Accelerator here. You can see that there's an upgrade center out of Acrofreak. Like Acrofreak's not adding in a bunch of weapons, they're getting additional eco instead. They've got their wind turbines upgraded. This is the bit where instead of going eco first, they're going eco second. Weapons first, keep your opponents in check, lock them into their box so they can't do anything, and then you take the maximum amount of eco and turn it into additional firepower to wrap up the game. This is their strategy, and it's working. It's clean, it's precise, it's calculated, and I don't see a particularly effective means for Howie Accelerator to get out of this. Like even
we would have to go for some door snipes, but I'm not really seeing that right now.
Exactly. And that's why I always say, when there's a laser beam player, door snipes are relatively easy, so you could never quite count them out. But now it's a howitzer and a cannon, which, yeah, the cannon's good at door sniping, yeah, it's guaranteed to do damage. There's just nowhere on any of these bases that's vulnerable to game-ending amounts of damage. You could break sure, you could break a laser beam with the door snipe. That's going to leave them still with 3 laser beams to deal with, which is not a great condition to be in. Not as Howie Accelerator anyways.
And now we're seeing rockets being added.
Yeah, I mean, it's the next stage. You need damage output. Rockets are premium damage output. There's that energy shield saving the core once again. LPGK hanging on his cannon. Oh. That's unfortunate. It gets burned out of the sky again as the howitzer comes in and knocks Team Howie Accelerator out of this league. Team Hachelslachmaten takes the victory and moves on to the grand finals.
And those grand finals will be best of 3 this time.
Yes, I'm so excited. So this will be a best of 3 grand finals. It'll be a rematch of the upper bracket once again.
Yes, but this time with more map choices, more meaningful commander choices. Because one thing to note is that if you win with one commander, you are not allowed to pick it again.
Yes. So these are the 2 teams that I'm looking forward to most here. Hachelslach and Probra team. Probably the most skilled players I have seen in the Forts Amateur League so far. I am not surprised to see them in the finals again. Not at all surprised.
And so just as a reminder, the winner of this match, of this set of matches, will go directly in the Pro League. While the loser, well, they will still have the chance to battle their way into the Pro League, I believe. I'm just gonna check in on that. The FAL runner-up and second bottom FPL team may play each other for the final FPL spot. Yes. And also another thing to note is that if Hachelslachmaten wins this best of 3, there will be a second one because, well, they were in the loser bracket. They need to win twice in order to win the whole tournament.
Oh my.
So this will definitely be very interesting.
Yes. All I'm hearing is more forts, and more forts makes me happy. Felix, don't let us down. Give us more forts.
I am really liking the veto process. It really feels like a mini game where the players can battle to get their maps in.
Yes, I like it. Definitely need to smooth it out to make it less spreadsheet, but I mechanically I appreciate it. It's well created.
Yeah, it's official. Balls has been banned once more.
Oh no. You mean Team Hahoslach won't get to swing balls again?
Not this time.
No ball swing. Oh no.
They will be playing on snow leopards for the first match.
Snow leopards. That's it. Ah man, snow leopards. I appreciate the map. I hate having a teammate looming above me. It's anxiety inducing. That's the only reason I don't like this map. That is literally the only reason I do not like this map. Is otherwise great map. As a duchy, you know, I've not seen that many duchies in chat. I mean, I recognize many of the names, so let me rephrase. So you guys have been here. It's just I never knew. I was not made aware. The Germans are very vocal about it, mostly because aggressively German. It kind of stands out. All right. So now we are just looking for. We're just looking
The
for a
commander
pro
veto.
blood team. Oh yeah, the veto, yes, the
They
finish.
are still doing their veto, yeah. It would definitely be extremely cool to have the veto process be in-game, I guess, but that's a lot of work for our poor devs.
It would be nice. I don't think it's necessary. At the end of the day, there isn't all that much. There is a competitive scene, but it's been run by the community for so very long that
Yes.
it's not exactly. It's not one of the major selling points for the Forts game. It does cater, it does advertise and attract a very casual audience that just enjoys Angry Birds, which is good. I just appreciate the game is deep enough to support like a proper competitive experience. And it makes for such a great viewer experience that the people who just like watching Angry Birds can come here and watch Angry Birds, but have like Angry Birds, Worms, pick your similar game in from viewer experience, but the actual players get to play a real RTS game in satisfying ways.
And also the huge modding community. Sometimes you don't even play the same game, to be honest.
Yes.
And there have been some modded tournaments as well. Recently, the World Chips tournament.
The which one? What?
the four chips tournament, I guess.
Oh yes, yes, yes. They called it bog ships.
Yeah.
That's it.
Of
I
course.
don't know where the name came from, but we do. I did cast that one. I've got that one, the VOD of that on the channel. That was a technological catastrophe for a majority of it, but incredibly satisfying when we actually got it to work. German. How dare you come over here to the English chat? You have a perfectly good Salzwerk! Nah, it's always good fun. I appreciate trying to pronounce all the German words. It's a good time. Imagine an Angry Birds themed Forts mod. It's not a bad idea. There's like 4 different modders in chat. People like watching trick shots a lot more than trying to recreate them. Yes.
And there have been a lot of German teams in the Pro League as well. Between Danke Merkel, Spec Fanatiker, and what was it again? Oh yeah, Way Too Fnatic.
Yes.
People from all over the world can compete.
Yes. That is the between the Chinese teams, the Russian teams, with the relatively recent addition of teams from that are like make themselves known as like the Chinese teams and the Russian teams are, because they come in with such very different strategies. It's refreshing.
I mean, especially liking the Teutonic and the Cloud with the Phantom strats.
Yes. I've got it just makes me happy every time because there's so much going on. Like the what is it? I'm trying to put together the next AI tournament, but at this point in time there is quite literally so many activities going on in the Forts community that there's just not enough time. The players are overbooked for Forts gameplay, and I can't fit the AI tournament right now, and it makes me sad. So I got to put it in like for next month ish after the FPL finishes up. So we
need more days in the week.
Need more days in the week to play Forts. Alex says, I hate the idea of the Angry Birds, however it would be funny.
We even had some orbital mods with the central gravity.
Main reason we have an aggressively Dutch team name is to counteract the German team names. Balance is required. You could try, but then there's Spec Fanatiker coming in. Good lord. So many mods. Like 4 ships, Tanya's. There's a lot of good mods out there. AI tournaments, best tournament. I do enjoy the AI tournaments. I enjoy them greatly. They make me happy.
And each one keeps getting better as well, with all the additions and changes.
Yes. That is one where, God, it feels, the AI always feels messy to me. Because when I think AI, I can think AI in the way that Forts does it, but that's not usually how I'm accustomed to working with it. So, trying to get it to work, trying to get my brain and the features and things to work in the Forts game as I would want it to, it's just not, it's not designed to work that way. And I would have to do a complete overhaul. And I don't even know how to, I don't quite know how to do that.
Yeah, you wouldn't know what the AI would do if you could write it over. Because
Yes.
currently it just follows like a script, but if you were to have like branches, it would be so complicated.
It would be quite a lot, yes. Um, hmm. Time to for sure not cheat next AI tournament. I'm totally not injecting some code that just rewrites the entire. Yeah, I. Uh, oh no. It's just the way that the Fort's AI is kind of sort of pretty much hard coded. You can't work with it. Like you can't change the AI. You could just change some of the stats on it, and the way it the way it is restricted. You know, small amounts of its behavior. It makes for less interaction for the actual AI, so much as just directing it in a direction to go. But I would like to be able to overhaul the AI entirely, so we could actually get some incredible AIs in these tournaments, these competitions.
Okay, we are good to go. As soon as Hamrasi ready's up.
Alright, the match is made. The time is now. The players are psyching themselves up and getting prepared. One button press away from this match starting.
Okay.
The countdown is now. Time's up. Let's do this. And we're off to the first round in this best of 3. Here we have on the left-hand side the currently and only undefeated players in the Forts Pro League. It is Pro Bruh team. Playing as the Spook Commander, Vertex is in the lower fort and Halrasi is in the upper fort. They're looking to reassert their dominance over their opponents. As on the right-hand side, in the red, it is Team Hachoslach Maten. Acker Freak in the lower fort, Felix in the upper fort, playing as the Warthog Commander. I expect similar build orders out of these players. This is already a mirror match of their previous matchup earlier in this event. Spook versus Warthog. Both of these commanders tend to play standard. That is to say, neither commander has any traits or abilities which enable the players to gain some benefit by going for some unusual build order. Both of these commanders play particularly standard. So we're not looking to... I do not expect to see anything crazy here. As is, it looks like both teams are going for about the same build order all the way around. Pro Bruh team is a little bit further ahead in their build order, with their upper player already 1/4 of the way completed with their munitions plant. That's their heavy weapons technology. Whereas Hahosla is Hahosla is a little bit further behind for both of their players. I'm not sure if this is a difference in priority or what's going on there. Acrofreak is just floating minerals. Okay, no, Acrofreak was just floating material, which is not what you want. If we go ahead
Well,
and...
they were very busy in that sniper duel.
Yes. Still, checking out the materials floated. It's 67 metal out of Acrofreak there, which is not that much. That's only about 3 or 4 seconds.
Well, but Vertex has now floated 300, no, 400 metal, and... Okay.
450 plus metal floated, which is quite unfortunate for Vertex there. That's going to set them back. Yes, that is half of a cannon worth of metal floated away, which is quite unpleasant. Quite very unfortunate. Generally not how you want that to go. But with it, that is actually going to leave Team Hagelslag in general, like in sum ahead, in aggregate ahead of ProBred Team. But not by all that much. Both, let's see. I'm trying to see who's ahead in the race, and I don't think either team is particularly ahead. It is worth noting that ProBred Team does already have their howitzer placed, whereas Hagelslag just now placed. So in terms of howitzer placement, ProBred Team is ahead of Hagelslag. In terms of laser placement, Hagelslag is significantly ahead of ProBred Team.
Anything can happen, basically.
Yeah, actually.
Felix really doesn't like those turbines.
I don't blame him. Like, look at them being all out there, waving at you. Completely exposed and vulnerable.
Looks like no team is going towards the land, the extra land that's offered to them for now. Ooh. This could have been deadly.
Always scary. We have Acrofreak reacting with metal placement.
Yeah.
Well done. That'll just make sure that they're not
Ooh.
they're not in danger of any significant collapse.
This is messing up his plasma angle.
Yeah, Acrofreak with the extra greed, not building metal in appropriate timing. It is past cannon o'clock, and not having metal at all is dangerous. Like, that's potentially gonna leave you in a game-ending position where we have ProBred Team ready to fire their weapons. Halrasi activating the commander active so they could use the spook ability to see where exactly those vulnerabilities are, and sending that howitzer directly to the weakest spots in Acrofreak's base. A base built with greed. Not defended. Takes a howitzer straight to the face, and with it loses a fire beam. That's not the world you generally want to be in. Acrofreak does manage to keep their plasma beam alive. Oh yeah.
And uses it perfectly.
Oh yeah, that was well done. With the commander active ability out of Hagelslag, the Warthog empowered weapons, the howitzer crushes, and the laser beam cuts.
And Halrasi took over his teammate.
Indeed. Vertex falls,
fire.
but Vertex's old base... Oh no!
That's sad. That's
It
very sad.
crumbles. Halrasi tried so hard to rescue it, but it's too little too late. It burns to the ground. Where's that buzzsaw when you... Oh, Felix still has the buzzsaw. The trunk,
Shoot it.
the dangle is not long for this world.
Ooh.
He catches it. Oh no! He catches it with a single strut. You've got to reinforce that if you want to keep it. There's no way. There's no way. That's not being... Okay,
Okay.
yeah. That's gone. He's going to try to rescue it. Is he going to try to save it? No, Halrasi stops trying to save it and fires a weapon. Swing and a miss! The howitzer misses, and with no other weapons to fire, there's nothing else to do but to try to reclaim that base. The question I have is, how do you keep it? Because Felix can disconnect that all day, every day. Now, that is not a defensible position at all. And with Ackerfreak looking to destroy all the actual mines on the expansion, there's not going to be any tangible benefit to attempting to expand and hold to that location. How does Halrasi come back from this? Like, the one howitzer is good, but the howitzer alone doesn't end the game. Like, you need
His only
more.
hope to win this right now would be to disconnect. Ooh. To disconnect Felix and make him land on Akfrik.
Yes, and the howitzer is particularly good at that if you could slam it into the terrain just above the foundations there. However,
It's a bit well defended.
yes, bringing us back to the point of you need more than just a howitzer. Like, you need a cannon or a second howitzer. Second howitzer could help. Of course, second howitzer suffers from, well, the anti-air concerns, the lack of map control. It's not amazing situation.
Yeah, he's already struggling to land a single howitzer shot. Ah, this is heavy, yeah.
Yeah, you can't. The expansion is unrealistic. I think it's not a particularly viable as tempting as it is. Yeah,
He's setting off the howitzer for something else.
I don't blame him for this one. I don't blame him for this one. The consistent damage output of a standard cannon will be much more value here for Halrasi than the howitzer. The chances of making the howitzer across the field are just not a thing right now. And we'll see the standard cannon right now. There it is.
Yeah.
This will at least give Halrasi the opportunity to get a door snipe. If Halrasi can door snipe the howitzer from Hachelslag, that will do some actual... It'll actually keep him in this game.
If he can keep it alive.
If he can keep it alive, yes. Although it is well defended. Yes. Even from the empowered Warthog shells, I don't expect that to break. Mind you, if it gets focused by too many things, like a howitzer and 2 buzzsaws and a fire beam and 2 plasma beams, then it's not going to survive. But then again, nothing in Halrasi's base would survive that. At least
Yeah,
not if
true.
it focus fires. So that's kind of an unrealistic ask. Unfortunately, that is the ask that Halrasi has to survive, because that's exactly what's coming toward him. There's the fire beam, the first buzzsaw, the second buzzsaw, the howitzer, the first plasma, and the second plasma, and there it goes.
GG for that first game.
Well done. Hachelslag Martin takes round 1 in this best of 3.
Second one will be on stalactites.
Ooh. One of my other favorite maps.
But this time you don't have the the top player being able to land on the other one.
Exactly.
Yes, true.
Swap sides. And good. Alright, looks like the match is made. Round 2. Ready to go. And we're off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 2 in this best of 3. Now, in the last match, Team Forts managed to take 1 point off of Pro Blood Team, putting them in the lead. However, remember that this is a double elimination. If Hahosla manages to take this best of 3, they will have to do so a second time, because Pro Blood Team has been undefeated so far, so they will have to be defeated twice to be knocked out, while Hahosla has actually been defeated by Pro Blood Team already once in this series. So in order to take total victory and take first place for themselves, they will have to win 2 best of 3s. And this is potentially their first, as in the left-hand side, Hahosla is setting themselves up for victory. Ackerfreak in the upper fort, Felix in the lower fort are looking to destroy their opponent's Pro Blood Team. And Pro Blood Team, they're pulling out all the stops. With Vertex in the top fort, Halrasi the lower fort, they're going with the Pinch Fist Commander. They are taking all the weight off of those brakes and selling the brakes in the process. Just straight taking the brakes off the car, taking it to the pawn shop, selling the brakes for the extra money, and turning it into technology, as they are playing the Pinch Fist Commander, which enables them to sell off all of their forts for extra cash. Thus, their forts look particularly anemic and skeletal in appearance. And for it, they gain a jump start on their production and economy.
And we're seeing the first EMP being placed.
Of course we are. Little bit different flavor going on here, with Pro Blood Team placing the EMP, while Hahosla managed to go with the similar kind of strategy to the EMP for the same reasons, but instead of EMP, they go with the Buzzsaw. The Buzzsaw is significantly more destructive, but doesn't deal as much splash damage or as much direct slowdown.
Oh. It's not every day that you see a door snipe using an EMP.
It happens, but it is not every day. The EMP technically does some substantial direct damage, so it can kill off things like snipers and turbines and machine gunners. It's just very rare that it directly hits things, because it's very loose and inconsistent in the path it travels.
It looks like Felix is hanging tight on that sniper to destroy that EMP.
Well, I don't blame him. Like, that's what the sniper's good for.
While Halrasi is starting to get his weapons down. And we're seeing a bunch of snipers from Hahosla.
Is that... No.
Or maybe 20s?
You gotta be having fun with this, right? Like, it's not It's a meme strat. It's not like it's okay. It's not like this isn't powerful. We've seen it work to great effect. It's okay. It's strong. It gets the job done. It's just not particularly reliable. So you don't see it very often, and it's hard to pull off, like it's mechanically challenging. But we're seeing triple 20's Magna Beam combo.
Yeah.
Definitely not something you see every day. It's... I don't think there's anything else to say about it. I just want to see how this works out. This is exciting. I haven't seen this strategy in quite some time. I think what they're saying here is how I think Pro Broad Team is saying we're gonna do something risky for it, because if it works, it will be awesome and amazing, and if it doesn't work, we could still win because we have an entire extra best of 3 to
BO3 of
to make the comeback.
And looks like they're going to shoot.
There it is. Magna Beam. Focusing that fire almost directly onto the core.
Looks like they're
Pro
trying to
Broad
focus
Team
fire.
wasn't quite ready for that. I needed to wait just a little bit longer. As Halrasi opens fire with the fire beams just to delay things as they can. Once the Magna Beam comes online, they will be selling off the wooden structure and then firing again. There's the door snipe. Well, that's unfortunate. And the EMP sniper. Yeah. Okay, this is why cannons are good. Triple cannon, can't go wrong with it. Always breaks things. Triple 20mm has been knocked down, and I suspect we will not be seeing the triple 20 come back in the near future, as we have double door snipes from Team Hagelslag.
Very, very good.
Yeah, that leaves Pro Broad Team without any actual offensive weapons. No weapons for Pro Broad Team remain, and Team Hagelslag actually has 3 cannons, a 4th about to complete, and with the Buster active ability just increases the damage.
Oh, mine shots.
Oh, a beautifully aimed hit. Oh no.
Rip that sniper.
So this isn't... I give credit, props to Pro Broad Team for trying this. I want to give them applause for making the attempts, and they're still trying for it. They haven't given up yet. They want to make it work, and I'm proud of them. I'm very proud of them. I didn't expect it to work. Like, Hagelslag is going for... They're going up to 5 cannons. They're going up to 5 cannons. Like, you can't... That's so many cannons. Oh, it hurts my soul to see this. Every time a mine dies, as here comes the empowered cannons out of Hagelslag. Double shot. You can do it. Magna Beam is locked behind an EMP door. It's so brutal.
Very, very impressive to have all those shots land on mines. Think, oh, how, like, cannons aren't extremely reliable when aiming, so that's very impressive.
Yes, it is. Ah, the friendly fire. Oh no. Felix, how could you? Well, Hagelslag. Wow, voice crack. I haven't had one of those in a while. Oh no! Was that a door snipe?
No, I think that was just a single door. The 20
Okay. Okay. I was like, no, not like this. You had the 20s back on the field. Well, unfortunately, Vertex, after losing their 20s again, leaves their core down to 57%. They probably want to move their cannons to keep them away from the core at this point.
And transitioning to buzzsaws.
I don't blame them. Oh my god. I just realized that Hachelsla is actually vulnerable to... But god! The cannons merged. They all fired onto the same spot in the base. Is that gonna cause the battery did it double tap the battery? No. Okay. They got the storage, but not the battery. I was like, I couldn't tell if they double ignited the battery or if it was just the storage. It was just the storage. Ooh.
Nice catch.
As I was saying, Team Hachelsla here is actually vulnerable to the buzzsaw because they did not metal themselves up at any point. Acker Freak getting a little risky with it. Leaves themselves in a position where they can be full killed by buzzsaws, not even including just their cannons. Those are some...
That is a very long metal beam.
Yes. Yes, it is. As the cannons just keep slamming into the fronts of Halrasi here. Halrasi did manage to reconstruct their mines, but ooh! A beautiful wombo combo. The energy beam...
Well.
That's just insult to injury. The energy beam breaking open the metal and the buzzsaws chopping through the rest. That actually puts Team Hachelsla a little bit... Does it actually put them on the back foot? Oh no! They had such a lead. They had such a lead, and still Pro Broad Team, even despite opening up with memes, with the mass buzzsaw transition, takes out Acker Freak, leaving Felix alone to 1v2. The commander active ability will penetrate Halrasi's base, igniting everything and dealing massive damage. Look at the deformation left behind. Halrasi removing components of his base, looking to reconstruct it such that in a way that it doesn't collapse himself, as he kind of needs to. So many buzzsaws. Felix, the last remaining player for Team Hachelsla, is doing what they can, but it's not enough. Pro Broad Team with the buzzsaws dealing massive damage and taking this victory, even in the scores, to 1-1. Well done, well done.
And it looks like we'll have a tiebreaker on up and down.
Excellent. This has gotta be scary for Team Hachelsla. I could do it. One word at a time.
If they lose this one, they won't be able to... Well, they will still be able to go to the FPL. But they will have to fight their way through.
Yes, this is match point for Pro Bra Team. If Pro Bra wins this, they win first place in the Forts Amateur League and will guarantee themselves a place in the Forts Pro League. That puts them in a great position here. Because remember, they still have an entire extra life they can throw away here if they want to. They almost threw it away this time, but even starting memes and even getting destroyed, having their memes cut down, their dreams cut short. They gained style points for it and still won after transitioning out. That was impressive. Given that last play, I think I'm going to favor Pro Blood team here.
And let's start this one.
And we're
Maybe
off
the last
once
match of
more.
today.
Potentially the last match of today is exactly right. As here we have on the left-hand side, going with the same strategy and the same commander, Team Hoslachmaten. Acker Freak in the lower fort, Felix in the upper fort are facing off against the apparent dominant power. It's Pro Blood team, Halrasi and Vertex, playing as Phantom. Oh no! Not like this. They're gonna do him dirty. Pro Blood team playing as the Phantom Commander. The one commander that strikes fear into the hearts of everyone. Oh, they're even doing the mind games. Look at that. Moving the mind just to pretend they're going extra eco. Which I think they are actually going extra eco. Oh, they're not going extra eco. They're not going extra eco. Look at that. This is a revealed fake heavy weapons production facility. This is not real. It is free and does not provide the bonus. It is just there to pretend. The reality is Pro Blood team is going for dirty, filthy cheese. This is going to be rocket spam. And this might just catch Hahaslach off guard. If they manage to completely blindside their opponents, they can end the game in extremely rapid fashion. Oh boy. Well, the question is, what will Team Hahoslach do about this? Looks like they're continuing their standard build order as they're playing the Buster Commander. With the Buster Commander, they get they're going to be looking for some heavy cannons. Just the standard cannons, which could be empowered with the uranium rounds. For bonus damage output, a little bit of incendiary action. Yeah, this is looking like Hahoslach is not recognizing it at all.
He's still being able to snipe this mine.
That's nice shooting. He's gonna snipe it again. He might.
He could be destroying it, yeah.
I don't.
Ooh,
I mean,
not
with the
quite.
buzzsaw again, buzzsaw will be coming off cooldown. But more importantly, Hahosla is gonna be. They're gonna get completely blindsided by this. Is what's gonna happen here. They just placed an upgrade center. They're building cannon platforms. They're not building defenses. They're not building AA. They've got technically they have map control right now with their snipers, but oh god, this is gonna be a catastrophe. They have no idea. Like, the Pro Blood team already has 3 upgraded rockets. And there's more on the way. They're not even building in a way that indicates that this is rocket spam. They're building this such that it looks like it's cannons, which they were showing to their opponents false flag information that they were going for cannons. Like, this would fool me.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, this looks like
This,
standard cannons or 20 mils to me. I do not see anything here that indicates that this is anything other than that, aside from the freshly upgraded mines. But it's too late. The rockets are firing.
and those are excellent choices of 4 shots. Oh,
And there it is. You can't... I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you take 3 rocket hits uncontested, that's it. You have to have someone rescue you. You cannot come back from that yourself. And just like that, Team Hagelslag is all but entirely knocked out of the game. Both players from Hagelslag have been disarmed entirely. All of their weapons destroyed. Everything on their bases are exposed. The last sniper has just been taken out. There's nothing left but a punching bag. A single machine gunner is trying, but that's 6 rocket launchers under constant fire. The smoke launcher is going to help prevent rebuild as well as block AA. Pro Bread team is now just picking a target and saying, it's time to end this. Looks like they've picked Felix in the upper base as their target for destruction.
this is terrifying to watch.
The worst part about it is, I've been on the receiving end of this before. I know how this feels. It feels bad. It feels real bad. Because as the player receiving this kind of damage, you don't have a choice but to repair, and if you repair, you cannot do anything else. It is a soft lock until someone rescues you. It's the worst. It is just the worst. Like, here you have Acker Freak trying to get the AA to rescue Felix here, but it's not enough. The machine gunners are overheating. They don't have enough AA here to stop it. As it looks like Pro Bread team is actually struggling for energy. They had to stop firing for a moment so they could recharge their capacitors. The moment has passed as the rockets once again fly.
They're looking to make more turbines so they can shoot continuously.
As you can see, the turbine exactly. And so it's what they're doing. The turbines are being placed as we speak. Ooh, the sniper, Felix, manages to get the sniper out onto the field and takes out one of the rockets. This will force Pro Bread team, specifically their lower base, to actually put doors on their rockets. However, Vertex here already has doors on their rockets, so that won't work particularly well. However, the brief respite has bought Hagelslag. Ugh. I'm deteriorating. My ability to pronounce the team is failing me. Hagelslag. They've gotten a little bit of distance here. They have actually managed to get snipers. Both players have some AA to work with. Acker Freak managed to get a howitzer placed. It's 3/4 of the way constructed at this point. That howitzer is their one saving grace. It is their one hope, their path to victory. The only hope they have.
Base is totally one-shottable with the howitzer.
I would think both bases are at this point. Like, if you empower that sucker and slam it into the foundation node on the lower base,
Yeah.
that's a good chance that goes down. Top base, definitely vulnerable, especially their weapons platform.
But he needs to have some doors, some opening.
Good lord. It's still looking incredibly rough for Hagelslag. And now is about the time when Pro Brud Team's eco
And no
kicks
shotgun.
in. Shotgun takes out, shoots down their hopes and dreams with double shotgun. Pro Brud Team defends the howitzer, and that will immediately trigger an incredibly violent response from Pro Brud Team onto the lower forts of the blue team. Left-hand side's going to get pummeled here incredibly hard. Sniper fire, shotguns, and rockets all converging onto Ackerfreak's base. Ackerfreak loses just about all of their exterior equipment. The howitzer again shot down.
There's not much that it can do right now.
Not really. They desperately need a standard cannon on the field. Felix working on that exactly. A standard cannon would be able to make it across the field and deal damage. Standard
Yes.
cannon also good enough to break down these rockets in a single shot. Would be my personal preference for weapons in this scenario 100% of the time. Just because...
I mean, Felix will be able to shoot basically anywhere and have a good shot.
Yes, exactly. It will take some time before a standard cannon actually shuts down this kind of pressure, but only because you would need something like 12 shots, and cannons have reload time. Heavy hit with the howitzer. Actually manages to land a hit.
Follow up with snipers.
Good follow-ups. Break. End up taking out 2 of the rockets. That's good. Massive. That's huge. That is huge.
That might be just what the Slav Mountain team need.
Yes.
Come back.
With those mines destroyed, that's going to put Pro Brud Team a bit on the back foot. You can no
And he's not
longer
even
fire.
connecting.
Doesn't have the eco for it. He's sitting on 0 money. He actually has 0 metal. We'll have to sell off components of their base in order to fund resetting up their economy. Which means Pro Brud Team just lost half of their firepower for at least the next 60 seconds or so with that one shot. That is a huge setback. Yeah, sure, Vertex in the top fort is expanding massively with their weapons, but yeah, that's still a significant decrement in the firepower, the damage output. That's going to give Hahosla just a little extra time to survive and recuperate here.
Just the time to get some turbines to get the cannon going.
Exactly. And that's what they need. Hahosla is going for a later game strategy. If they can delay this game for another 5 minutes, they will eventually get the upper hand. It's just a matter of can they delay it that long? At this point, it's looking like they very well might. I was fully expecting Pro Brud Team to wipe out Hahosla at the beginning here with those opening volleys. Yet they managed to just barely survive. And now they're actually fighting back.
Sniping exposed rockets.
Oh, it's so painful. Alright, Felix, give us that cannon shot. Love to see it.
Great one.
He hit anywhere and did damage. That's what mattered.
Oh no.
Does that break?
It doesn't so far. Oh, it does.
Oh no. Pro Brud Team loses their primary weapons array. They have... Well, they managed to rescue a couple of the rockets. There's still a couple rockets in there, which they're now selling off for metal. Pro Brud Team full transitioning into mass energy weapons. Which I think is a good choice. I think it's a great choice. Like actually transitioning to those later game weapons. But man, that's a massive setback for Pro Brud Team. That solidly puts Hahosla in the lead. Like, they have the actual advantage for the first time this match. Did he get the snipe? He got the snipe on it. Oh no, Pro
However,
Blood
he did
team.
lose a couple of cannons.
Yeah. Yeah, that was going to happen.
Yeah.
The fire beams were hitting the cannon under construction. That was going to die. The door snipe though, that's painful. That hurts. That hurts a lot. As we have Pro Blood team relegated to a single fire beam and a shotgun for damage output at this point
No
in time.
fire beams.
Every time they open that door, Felix comes in with a sniper and shuts it down. Felix just oppressive. Has been oppressive in all of these matches so far with that sniper. Managing to keep them in this game almost single-handedly with that sniper. It's crazy.
He's now looking to add a second cannon to his arsenal.
Good. They could absolutely use it. Speaking of which, he does need to fire that cannon. I understand he's having some energy production issues for unsurprising reasons.
Oh. Not the best shot he could have made, but okay nonetheless.
Something worth noting here, and I'm not sure what they should have done differently. But Howrassi has managed to float 5,000 metal in this. Vertix is at 4,000, which is substantial. And is probably related to why Pro Blood team lost the advantage. He cloaked and then moved the shotgun up there, and I don't know why. But there's the... Ooh, at the last possible second.
Ooh.
Takes out the howitzer shell. That howitzer has been both MVP in removing most of Probra's weapons in a single shot, and almost entirely worthless in that it has been shot down every time but once. Oh no. Okay, you gotta move those weapons now. Does he? Actually, he fixed the deformation a little bit. Those are fine. I think he's gonna move them anyways. Just to fix things up. Make sure they don't get sniped or something.
Ooh.
I say as they get sniped. God, the fire beam spam. At this point, Pro Blood team is just going fire beam spam. I don't blame them. Because it's a good strat. But it is a strat that Hachelslach is looking to counter with energy shields. So they have energy shields on the field. The top base for Hachelslach can't afford an energy shields at this point in time.
Oh. And the plasma destroying 2 cannons.
It's so much. Pro Blood team has successfully transitioned from rockets to fire beams and lasers, and it's showing. They're making a... Does he defend that? Is that... No.
Oh, he doesn't.
Oh, the cannons. He catches it. He catches it. He survives. His teammate coming to body block for him. Okay. Alright. Vertix survives that. But that was close. That's not how they want this to go. Oh, beautiful. Double fire beam into the plasma. Takes out Acrofreak. Felix, the last player standing, has to win this for the team. Remember, if Hahosla loses this, they are knocked out, and they take second place in the Forts Amateur League, leaving Pro Broad Team to take total victory in these grand finals. And this is not looking amazing for Hahosla anymore, with a single cannon remaining. Felix struggling for energy. Will actually. Oh, good God. I'm telling you, man, that sniper has been game-changing for Hahosla. Felix is outclassing Pro Broad Team in the snipering and has done so consistently throughout their matches today. Like, it's devastating. Alright, Felix. You've got some energy to play with. Time to use it. Good job. Vertex.
1 and 2.
And there it goes. All of those expensive fire beams taken out by a sniper. There's only one fire beam left on Pro Broad Team. There was something like 6 of them built at one point, and they're just all gone. They're just all gone to a sniper. Good lord.
Sniper.
A single sniper at that, behind a single door. Well, it's given Felix enough space to put down a second cannon. It's a good work. You've done it. You've done the thing. You've door sniped the opponents into submission. Will it be enough? At this point, so this is what concerns me. At this point, Pro Broad Team, they're upgrading mines. They're getting their economy in line. Pro Broad Team as a whole has significantly more eco than Felix alone does. Yes, Felix does have access to his once teammates' base, and with it the mines, but is severely lacking in energy production, as well as is still behind in metal production, just due to Pro Broad Team's partially upgraded set of mines. You can't. It's too strong.
Ooh.
Trying to fire beam spam to keep Felix's weapons from ever being constructed once again. Here come the cannons. Penetrates deep. Solid hit. And he gets him.
He got the battery.
The battery chain reaction. Vertex falls. Halrasi immediately claims Vertex's old base. Oh my god. The tabby spam. Sniper spam out of Halrasi. If you can't out-snipe them, you can out-volume them with just massive firepower. I mean, I'm a fan of that strategy. I can get behind that one. Pro Broad Team retasking the big open space in Vertex's old base. 3 fire beams and a plasma beam. That's dangerous. That's very dangerous.
However, he wobbles just a bit too much.
Just a little bit much. Too much splashing around. Doesn't focus the beam anywhere. Doesn't penetrate deep enough to actually break things of import.
And looks like he's selling mines, probably to make some silos.
That would be a fun strategy here. Going swarm missiles or nukes.
Well, Felix does have a lot of anti-air going.
I don't think Halrasi is afraid of contesting the map control for the AA. Harassy is more than capable of spamming down submachine guns and taking control of things. The question is, does Felix have a sniper? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
And that's going to be cause for concern for Harassy here. Because Felix knows where those fire beams are now. Okay, Felix has got more important things to do. Alright, so at this point, Pro Bruh Team has approximately the same metal income, substantially higher energy income, fewer... Oh, okay, that's a big hit.
Yeah.
He's aiming for the mines, which would be an amazing hit. If Felix managed to make that hit, he puts himself in an incredibly dominant position. Like you don't come back from this kind of dominant position.
And he's making a lot of turbines.
He is making turbines. He needs them. He's been suffering not having enough energy for this entire game. Worth noting, that sniper took out 2 more fire beams during that mess. So, good luck. As we have a single fire beam and 1 plasma laser left for Pro Bruh Team. A Pro Bruh Team does have 2 nukes, both of which are revealed.
Very good transition right there.
Yes. So, yeah, Felix is aware of those nukes and is just trying to aim for them right now. I would too. It's either you hit the nukes or you hit the mines, both of which are good targets right now. Great targets right now. The buzzsaw is coming in to delay. Yes, delay that as long as you can. Those nukes are potential game enders. Unsurprisingly, Felix has a lot of AA. The nukes are not the most consistent threat. However, the nukes are existential. And that's a problem.
Whoa! He can snipe that.
He can. Can he get it?
And
Yes! That's... Oh, the sniping!
Is huge.
All of the laser weaponry for Pro Bruh Team has been removed by a sniper.
And he's getting closer to those mines.
He is getting closer. He's zeroing in. This next volley, I suspect, will see us removing those mines and or the nuke launchers.
Frank just sent me a message saying that this is better than any FPL match he's seen so far.
Oh my god, it's up there. This is why we have the Amateur League to sort it out. There's the first nuke hit. The cannons are zeroed, and there's a mine. 1 nuke remains. So, the thing about nukes. With this much AA on the field, it's not guaranteed to make it across. It's not even likely to make it across. It is unlikely to make it across. However, there's always a chance the nuke makes it because that's how the nukes work, and if it makes it, it deals potentially game-ending damage, and that's just the name of the game. That is how nukes function. So it is a problem, and Felix needs to work with it. Now, something nice that Harassy did there is they repositioned the mines from their defended mine position to the undefended mine position and replaced them with the missiles. This way they can build the nukes in peace and will be able to reposition them into the firing position later. As you see, the cost is dear, the cost is dire, but it does result in guaranteed completion of those nukes. Looks like the fire beams will successfully escape.
Meanwhile, Felix is building 2 20mm cannons.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
any exposed weaponry.
Good.
And that should... Oh.
That's a lot of damage. Cannon follow-up.
The lead.
This point, Felix knows what Halrasi has done with those missiles. He knows the missiles are no longer in the exposed firing position. He's now trying to aim for Halrasi's defended eco, his little pocket. If Felix could break into Halrasi's pocket, I think Halrasi will no longer be able to stay in this game, as is the damage that Felix has managed to deal to Halrasi has left Halrasi in a particularly untenable situation. Down to 5 mines compared to Felix's 6.
Felix
needs to do something to come back in this match.
has 10 mines right now. That's so huge.
Yes. It's rough. Halrasi's still constructing another plasma and still has another fire beam. I don't know how many fire beams have been lost in this game, but it is too many is the answer.
Yeah.
And all to snipers. Every one of them.
And he's trying so hard to breach to those mines.
Like, it just costs
Which
more.
are not
Well,
no mines left.
and they're gone. Down to 3 mines. Halrasi's suffering for metal production at this point. Cannons coming through. 20 millimeters splashing everywhere. Standard cannons breaking and punching deep. Halrasi no longer has the metal to reconnect as they once did. Double nukes are completing right now. It will be Halrasi's last attempts at dealing damage here before their base's defenses completely crumple. You're going to see
Just
the
needs a
nukes.
sniper out now.
Oh, yeah. He can't even afford a sniper. Selling off the fire beam, which he may actually need in order to get those nukes across.
He's selling off the nukes.
Oh no, that's it. What is the plan here?
I think his primary plan is to get back to this exposed plasma.
I don't.
But even then, it's
Yeah,
not
without the nukes, what is your path to victory? Like, you just die here. You cannot sustain these kind of hits. Like, there's a certain. You only have a limited amount of ablative armor on your base, and Halrasi ran out of it. Like, this was the last. This was the last chance to fire any shots before your core gets exposed and you lose
He
everything.
now only has one single unconnected mine. And he dies.
That's it. Felix, in a grueling 1v2, manages to make the comeback of all of. God, that's exhausting just watching that. Felix
And
not
still
take.
a full BO3 to be done now.
Good God. Well, with Felix taking that victory, they take this match in its entirety, taking a life away from Pro Broad Team, meaning that there is 1 life left for each team as we go into the next best of 3.
This is epic. The stakes are so high right now. Yes. So let's see. So let's first report on challenger mode. Looks like challenger mode isn't quite set properly to have another BO3, but that's what we have decided to do anyway. So let's view that match. And discard those games, I guess.
Well, remember guys, take this opportunity to stand up, stretch. If you thought that was stressful, well, the players thought it was even more stressful. So this is your reminder to any of your players watching. Make sure to stand up, stretch, let that adrenaline out, relax for a moment and survive because your body needs it. Whew, that was exciting. And to think that started with a phantom cheese.
Okay. I have edited the challenge mode. So that now it's a BO5 and I just didn't count the last game. So it's 1-1 on a BO5 basically, which is just the same as 0-0 on a BO3.
Alright.
And why did Vertex leave?
I do not know.
Come back.
Vertex, come back, 'cause we need you. Talk about carrying the team on your back. Felix overperforming with those snipers. Acker's replaying? Ah, they're checking out the replay from that. I don't blame them. That was
30 minutes replay.
Oh my god. That was a good match. I like that match. I like that match a lot. You know, I was expecting good games. I wasn't expecting this good of a game. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that was so many fire beams. Just the laser beams in general getting sniped by snipers, but gosh.
If you want a similar game, I would suggest Pro Aim versus Spec Fanatica. That just happened yesterday. And I've uploaded the replay.
Exciting.
So you'll be able to watch that as well. With the first match, about just like this one, which lasted for 39 minutes.
Good God. It's so much. That match seemed like it was snipers with cannons as support. It really was. The cannons were the supporting weapons there. You think Felix lost 5 years of his life in that match? Just the stress. They're fighting hard for it. Like that was the match point. That was match point for Pro Blood Team there. Felix had to do that, or they were knocked out and took second place. It's impressive. It's very impressive.
And yes, Balls was banned again.
big shock. So what happened here is Felix made the mistake of using the ball swing strat too effectively in their matches in the series pre-playoffs in the season, and now team their opponents are just like, nah, we're not dealing with that. There will be no ball swing. But it was so good, though. No swing, they want no swing.
This is sad.
Very sad.
Unless they wanted to attempt a swing on another map.
I mean, you could always do the vanilla swings.
Yeah.
Those are tried, true, and actually work pretty well.
Yeah, they force a playstyle though.
That's true.
And first match will be Stalactites.
Excellent. All right. The match is made. Just a little bit more setup behind the scenes here, and then we'll jump right into the match. I like how Felix's word for people is just nugget. I don't know how to feel about it, but it's different. It does. Okay. Whew. Still like calming down from that last one.
Felix is banning Phantom.
Panic fit. Oh, a big shock, eh? No one wants to deal with that. No one wants to deal with that. It's too stressful, man. Like, the only potential giveaway that something was even out of place, not exactly what it was, but something was out of place, was something like 15 seconds before they revealed. The lower fort, Probra team's lower fort, Haurasi, upgraded their mines, which would have been visible to Felix. And given that they had shown a build order which did not include upgraded mines, which did not include an upgrade center, and given that there was no upgrade sound for it, it would have given away that there is Phantom and that they had an upgrade center, which is just the reddest of flags.
Well, these wouldn't have let them a lot of time to actually think about it.
Correct. That would have been about 15 seconds of, what do we do about this? Which is not enough time to appropriately react. I mean, every second counts, but 15 seconds is not many seconds. And also, like, there's no notification of it. It's just there, and you have to be looking at it. And it's very easy to just miss that the mines were upgraded. Or just, wait, those mines are upgraded. I didn't hear an upgrade sound. Was I paying attention enough to hear the upgrade sound? Was there an upgrade sound and I didn't just notice it? Because that's another good possibility. So, like...
And also, maybe they weren't scouting as much because they had already spotted the cannon build order.
Like, if you know what they're going for, at least you're confident what they're going for, like,
Yeah.
you don't need to worry about it. So, like, that was incredibly well done for Probra team, just hiding it until the end. It's, good match all around.
Well, they are almost done with the veto. Now we just need to have the final player come in. For this next set of matches.
All right. Sniper is the most OP weapon in Forts. It's up there. It's very much so up there.
Potential, yes.
Yes. Absolutely. Okay, so it looks like the picks and bans are completed. The vetoes are finishing up right now. And with that finishing up, we'll be all configured and ready to go. Veto is done. Alright, so just waiting for the last player, and then we'll jump into it. So this next best of 3. I do wonder if there's going to be... if the players are going to be a little bit more cutthroat about it. By that I mean... Pro Red Team did actually have one match then, the second match actually, specifically, which was more of a meme match. At least they started out with the...
Magna Beam, yeah.
Yeah, they started out with the Magna Beam strat, just the more for fun strat than the power strats. And it ended up... they did end up winning that match, which was surprising to me. But it does make me wonder if Probra is going to go full cutthroat every opportunity. The same with Hagelslag.
Boy, that match really lasted 30 minutes.
Yes.
Insane.
Is this tournament vanilla or expansions? It's all vanilla. There are no mods here. This is the Forts Amateur League. The Forts official activities. Okay, then we are simply awaiting the return of Vertex into the lobby.
I'm hoping he comes back soon, otherwise he will have to 1v2. Or maybe have an AI on his side.
That would be a disappointing experience. Disappointing way to go.
Looks like he doesn't really know what his teammate is doing. And he's asking for a sub, which is suboptimal.
Huh. Okay.
And I don't really know what to... Oh, wait. Apparently he's coming back. Never mind. This should be working.
Okay.
Great. I started to panic for a second. Why can't tournaments just go right?
Actually, what time is it over there on that side of the world?
For them, probably around midnight or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's gonna be
further.
It's probably gonna be something like 1, 2 a.m. for them, probably.
Let me get my favorite website. Time and date. So Russia. Let's take Moscow. And oh, it's not so bad. It's actually 10 p.m. looks like.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's much more reasonable. was gonna say I was thinking more Australian time.
Well, Australian time would be devastating. Like 4 a.m. maybe.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
do.
Nosehead couldn't make it.
Yes, I do feel bad for the developers for a lot of these because most of their player base is not around Australia. So whatever they want to get involved in, like actually participating themselves, they're like, we have to be up at 3 in the morning. It's like I do not envy you. I do not envy you at all. Nah.
Come on, come back. We're missing you.
I wonder where Vortex actually went. Like, what is going on?
He probably thought it was done because reasons.
Huh. Interesting. Interesting hypothesis.
Yeah, we're still trying to sort out the rules properly. It is the first season, after all. The first of many, hopefully.
There are many things to improve upon for future
Of course.
iterations. Many, many things to improve upon.
And we are happy to take suggestions.
There have been so many suggestions from the players, from the participants.
Yes, of course.
He's having dinner. Hey, some of us need food sometimes.
I could be making dinner right now. Actually, how do you even say what I was attempting to prepare in English? Let's see. A shepherd's pie. Interesting.
Ah, shepherd's pie.
I would never have guessed that's naming.
Yeah, I don't know why it's called shepherd's pie. I know what it is because I'm told it's called shepherd's pie. I would imagine there are many more accurate names for that. What is it called in French?
Well, it's called hachis parmentier, and basically it makes sense for the hachis part because that's what we call the meat part.
Mhm.
But parmentier would be just like maybe the city it comes from.
Okay,
I don't know. I have no idea.
interesting. Got me thinking about
well,
food.
I say we will give them 2 extra minutes, and if he doesn't show up, forfeit.
Sounds good to me. Which I'm sure will make Halrasi rather sad.
Yes.
But at some point,
It's been a while.
unless Halrasi has someone to substitute in already.
I don't think.
Like, I don't see any messages from Vertex anywhere. I'm guessing there's some DMing going on behind the scenes.
Oh my god.
Okay, there we go.
Ah,
Perfect time.
greetings.
Welcome back.
I am hungry for matches. Biased host. Okay. Oh, what? What? Oh, he timed out.
Okay, so
Time out.
restart the timer. No.
Okay, he's back. Please tell me he's back for good now. Come on, can do it. Okay. Let's go.
The players are ready. The match has been made. So let's jump into the final set of matches here in the grand finals. We're off to a clean, fresh best of 3. Where, ladies and gentlemen, here on the left-hand side, it is Team Hachelslag facing off against their opponents, Pro Bra team. So, effectively, the scores are now 0-0,
What?
and we need to pause.
Ooh. How was he timed out?
Because Halrasi timed out. Effectively, the scores are now 0-0, as, well, it is a best of 3, and we need 2 wins for either player, for either
Yes.
team, to come out on top. There are no more lives left, no scores, no tricks, nothing left but the smashing of forts. So now it will be time to see which fort comes out on top as soon as Halrasi's internet stops dying. I will say this, from the cat herding side of things, it's actually been going quite smoothly. That's very well
It's been
done.
okay, yes.
There has been some comments about the speed at which players are finishing their picks and bans, but otherwise, aside from the speed at which it's going, the actual process is going smoothly. Things are working as intended, more or less.
It helps
Mostly.
a lot only having 4 teams, to be honest.
Yes, it most certainly does. And
Okay, and we are back on track.
we are once more progressing in this match as the left team here is playing as Architect. We have seen this commander a fair few times, and with good reason, which is the commander these days is most typically used for its active ability, specifically its ability to rapidly produce weapons and devices. This means that you can tech switch incredibly quickly, or most frequently you can construct or reconstruct weapons at an incredibly fast rate. That way, after you take a hit, you can simply construct a set of weapons to fire back. Now, the weapons we expect Team Hachelslag to use are heavy weapons because, well, those are the weapons that they do the most damage. Big shock. But Pro Bra team is playing as the Spook commander, so they are fully aware of Hachelslag, of their opponent's choice for pretty much everything. They know what weapons they're going to be going for. They know what commander is available to them. They are informed, and Pro Bra team will be utilizing that information to their advantage. mostly just to target specific points in their base, which are most likely to be vulnerable. But
I am surprised to see an upgrade center from Vertex.
yeah, I was about to mention that, because typically Spook plays particularly standard. Like, the Spook doesn't have anything which benefits build orders that deviate from standard build orders. However, Pro Blood Team's top base, specifically Vertex here, is deviating from what would be considered a common or popular build order, and is specifically getting the upgrade center before heavy weapons. This is, as we could see, for the purposes of upgrading their economy. Extra economy, always nice to have. Generally, you can't afford extra economy before weapons, because doing so means that you won't get out your heavy weapons before the opponents, and then you just start taking hits, and it kind of snowballs from there. And you don't want to be lacking that kind of map control for a substantial period of time, which is necessarily part of what's going to happen if you get the upgrade center. So the top base here going for the upgrade center is an odd choice and a surprise to me, given that they are playing as the Spook commander.
They did place a cannon down.
Indeed. A cannon has been placed for... Well, a heavy weapon has been placed for both players in Pro Bra team, whereas Hahoslach has only just now placed their howitzer. So this is actually going to put... This is interesting. So, typically, Architect can get away with doing the upgrade center before heavy weapons, because they can still get the heavy weapon placed and then rely on the Architect active ability in order to catch up, make up for lost time. That's why you often see the upgrade center for Architect. However, Pro Bra may have said, hey, Architect is doing the thing where they're getting extra eco, because they could just use their active ability to make up for it. So we could do the same thing, because they're not going to punish us for it. That's what I suspect is the thought process there. They see that they're playing against Architect, and they know that the Architect players aren't doing a heavy weapons rush. They're going eco first. So they are also matching with eco, because they can. That makes sense to me.
First plasma shot, not doing much. Unless...
Buzzsaw follow-up doesn't quite make the cut, but it is now... The commander ability is active for Team Hahoslach. And with it, the howitzer comes out, shot down completely. Oh no, that's death.
Oh.
Insufficient defenses around the core. Vertex falls to a fire beam plasma beam combo. And with it, that puts Team Hahoslach in the lead.
A huge lead, because one plasma won't be enough to do anything against left team.
Exactly. The one plasma will be enough to door snipe, but that's typically what plasmas are incredibly good at. But in terms of actually breaking the forts and removing players or dealing critical damage, one plasma is just insufficient at this point in time. So Hahoslach is not in danger of losing the game. They could just have their time delayed at this point. Halresi needs to find some alternate solution to the problem.
While suffering heavy fire.
Yes. That's a little rough. It looks like Halresi just trying to prevent that howitzer from causing a problem.
And an extremely fast twin wheel coming from Felix. Destroy any exposed weaponry.
Interesting on the choice for 20 mil as opposed to a standard cannon, given the context.
Well, it's a good weapon to weaken defenses.
That it is. So that plasma beam can actually cut really deep there. I think it's not deep enough to hit the core, but it can cut quite deep. Likely enough to disconnect the weapons.
And Acrofreak now has 2 plasmas.
Which is a potentially game-ending amount of plasma. It's certainly enough to remove any of the weapons. Oh yeah, that's enough to go to the core.
No way!
Oh! He doesn't have the energy. Halrasi stole chunks of energy right out of the capacitors. The actively firing plasma beam had its energy drained out of it.
Oh, that should be enough. If you can aim that correctly.
Ooh, not quite. The second laser should be coming off cooldown right now, so there's a potential to end the game. Well, it doesn't have the energy to fire it. The sweeping beam. Oh no.
The comeback.
This sniping is still happening. Felix with that sniper just
And he's
is
setting off.
emotional damage. The sniper takes out the lasers again. And Halrasi's like, nope, not dealing with this. We're out. Go next. I do not blame him for that one.
Well, another one like this, and they will be able to have dinner. Let's... What? No!
Did they both leave? Why? Why? It's
That's,
2 out of 3.
That's a forfeit to me. That's a forfeit to me.
Gonna have to type their words in the translator so I can read it.
Yeah, I don't think I want to translate that.
Can we?
I might not want to.
We're gonna have to ping them on Can you ping them on Discord?
Yeah, I'm doing this right now. But I think that's a big rage quit. Let's see what Halrasi answers. Okay,
So
they
close.
forfeit.
They forfeit? Oh.
They officially forfeit.
Ah.
Well, those have been great matches.
Well, last match, a little bit of an anticlimax, but the one before that, absolutely amazing. It's unfortunate that they were uninterested in finishing out their match. But alas.
Okay.
With that, with the forfeit from Pro Blood Team, Hagelslag takes first place and guarantees them an opportunity, guarantees them a slot in the next season of the Forts Pro League. And with that, Pro Blood Team takes second place. And with second place, they have an opportunity to join the Forts Pro League in the next season.
Yes.
They need only fight for it as the lowest team, the lowest scoring team in the Forts Pro League will face off against the highest scoring team in the Amateur League here. That's going to be Pro Blood Team, and the winner of that match will be elevated into the Forts Pro League in the next season. So we look forward to watching Pro Blood Team versus
whatever team it will be.
Whichever
because
team is not yet determined team
the
for the
Pro League is
Forts Pro
still
League.
going on.
Yes, the main series is still going on for the Forts Pro League, still active, and that will be the end of the Forts Amateur League. Congratulations, one. Congratulations, all. Congratulations to Hachelslag Martin Pro Broad team for taking those top 2 slots, and the emotional damage from the sniper dealing critical, quite literally game-winning damage with that sniper. Good God, that has been a great set of matches. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you one, thank you all. Make sure to check out these matches in the German cast so you guys can see it in the native German tongue, should you desire such things. Salzwerk, are we doing this? Okay.
Looks like they want a match, but yeah, I think...
I am willing to do it.
Streamers.
Are we doing this? Is this what we're doing? It's just for fun at this point.
Okay. That's okay. I like this. Okay. Yes, absolutely.
Veto. We should at least let them choose the map. It's the observers versus, at this point it's just the observers versus the players.
Thing is that I do have an observer team set up.
Ban Eagle Eye.
Let's just pick this. Perfect.
Okay, we'll do 2v3.
No, that's Kronk, and I just need Armadillo to come back. Vanilla 44. Okay.
All right then.
Armadillo.
Are we missing Armadillo? There we go.
Great. So but I won't. Do I cast it though? I don't want to spoil you while you're playing.
Oh, that's entirely up to you.
Well, I guess I'll cast, but I will make sure not to give you info.
Okay. Works for me.
Okay. Kronk, ready up. Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, sure. Let's wait.
Alright guys, so what we're going to do now is going to have a little bit of a fun match. It's going to be the casters versus the winner of the Forts Amateur League. This is not a fair fight. This is not something serious. This is just us having fun. It's going to be 3 casters. That's going to be Salzwerk, Armadillo, and myself versus Acker Freak and Felix. So this will be a 3 versus 2. So this is not a match we're expecting some kind of fair fight here. We're just having some good fun with the community because we can. Because we're all here, we like playing forts. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Just throw it in at the end of the amateur league here. But the amateur league has concluded. Congratulations to Hachelslag and Pro Broad team for their exemplary performances.
Okay, let's go. I've just added the select fort at start mode, so you can choose which fort you'd like.
Alright.
Let's go.
Here.
Alright. Well, let's do this match. So, on the left-hand side, we have Hachelslag Martin. Only 2 players are against the casters, the observers, consisting of Armadillo, Salzwerk, and Incursus himself. We'll see how it goes in this epic showdown after all the action has passed.
They are absolutely going to need that amazing sniping skill to keep these things going.
Absolutely.
What are you doing? Why are you building a machine? Oh god, he's building a minigun accelerator. He's building a minigun accelerator already. Like we haven't even. Okay, why? Why are you like this?
Felix with his signature move.
I will build an accelerator.
Ranked a lot of times. He knows how to do it. He has a specific build order just for this strat.
Yeah, I know. Yes. I've seen it.
This is so epic.
I've seen it. Question is he going to... Oh wow, they even have the commander for it and everything.
Oh yeah, I didn't mention that. Yes. I won't mention the commanders, obviously.
Yes, I appreciate. I can do my own scouting though.
Yes. You can have your guess.
Yes. Well, I mean, I can see the timings of these.
Yes, but it could be any of 3 commanders.
It could be.
I am very it's a bit it's a bit panic-inducing to see him fire directly to his core.
That it is. A little bit high with this one.
And getting his poor turbine sniped.
All
But
right.
this won't stop him. He is struggling a little bit for energy, and no!
Could have seen that one coming.
That's over. Yeah, he won't be able to recover from this.
Linked the portal the wrong way.
That's very sad. And, well, now I can say that Team 2 is playing armoured with upgraded miniguns. Piercing miniguns.
Ah, yes, big shock. The extra memes.
Well, I hope Felix will be able to transition from his risky strat.
You say that like he's just not gonna do it again.
I can't say. Hopefully his teammate has a better strat.
Hey, minigun accelerator. It's really not a bad strat.
No, it's not a bad strat. Just the execution was a bit.
It also doesn't help that there were 3 people just sniping constantly.
Sniping.
His mission.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not something you typically have to take into account. Turbine sniping should be banned.
It's not like they did this at every of their matches.
Okay.
Armoured is really liking his miniguns.
Yeah, here goes the namesake.
At cannon o'clock. Oh, the buzzsaws, almost killing Felix. He's starting to struggle. Hacker Freak is defending for him. But there will be more buzzsaw shots.
Let's do this.
Felix is handing tight.
Oh lord, he trying.
A
little bit of
bit
splash
core
damage.
And just 2 turbines destroyed for Incursus.
My energy. How could you do this to me? Those are the sacrificial turbines. We let them go. The ones that no one defends.
Incursus is almost ready to fire that cannon.
I say as if I have the money to do so.
Now you do.
I do, and so I shall. Alright.
Doing a bit of eco damage at those doors. And 2 gunshots. It's starting to tickle a bit. Meanwhile, Felix is reloading his container.
That's a scary thing to see.
Charging up the accelerator. While Icon Freak is taking shots for him.
If they actually made that work, I will be impressed.
He will probably unleash that very soon. And what will be the damage? Oh my god!
I specifically turned all of that to background bracing so it would pass through and not actually kill me.
Very good strat, yes.
I was like, I'm
Still
just gonna take this hit.
Of your minds.
Yes. I didn't expect that angle. I expected a different angle, but it still took 2 minds. So I'm fine. I'm just sad about it. I'm a little bit short for money here.
Meanwhile, armor delivery is transitioning out of his miniguns. And close shots.
They want my mines.
Yes.
They desperately want my mines.
Oh no! One cannon is taken out from above.
Oh yes.
And the minigun as well. That matters.
Okay, here we go. Alright, I am once
has
again
rebuilt in time.
defended from such things.
But rockets are inbound. And they will be devastating.
Okay.
While Felix is struggling to keep some energy production. And Cementier is now up. The shotgun misses. Ooh, Felix is really trying to keep himself up. Barely hanging.
I'm going to need so many things.
There's no longer any anti-air from Fatal Sal. It's
That cannon still
I
exists.
can't even pronounce that myself. Hachelslah. It feels a bit Klingon, doesn't it?
Actually, yes. Yes, it does.
Felix is trying to use his sniper to have advantage, but There isn't much to be sniped right now.
Oh, but there's a fair bit of stuff to cannon.
Yes. You can destroying one rocket and a bit of core damage. Maybe another shot. Ooh, good one.
Will that do it?
Good one.
Oh,
Still not.
jeez. Oh, we're getting to critical damage now.
It did tickle a lot, yes.
There's
Oh.
more. Can I finally? Yes, yes I can.
Followed by a very average cannon shot. And that will kill, definitely.
Felix?
Is now down
Nah.
a lot in core HP. I won't say exactly how much, but
Is it enough for that? Nope.
nope. Not quite.
Close, but not quite. I think I could just live with these active.
Felix has managed to get one machine gunner up and is once more reloading his accelerator. The deformation on his fort is so huge.
That's the real reason he wanted to do another game, just to show off the accelerator, and that's Felix down. Well, the accelerator is
8%
mostly intact.
quickly. Well, but does Hacker Freak know how to operate it? We'll see. Does he even want to?
It would have worked if you know portals.
Portals are a really weird science, and I loved using those.
That they are absolutely a weird science. Are there no more machine guns? Huh, neat. Cannon time then.
So much good science with portals.
Have we finally sniped them all? Did you shoot yourself, Zoutsfuck?
I didn't watch. I couldn't tell. Maybe he did.
Hey,
Oh,
there it is.
that's the end. GG's. Casters win this one.
Hey, in a 3v2.
Yes, they still managed to hold on for long.
Yes. I even took a hit from the accelerator.
Yes, and you survived. But your rhymes didn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, only so much I can do about that.
Yeah.
All right, then. That will wind down this group here. So, congratulations again to Felix and Ecker Freak, Team Hakelslag, coming in and winning it. As always,
GG's.
have a good one, everyone. I'll see you guys.